Chapter 1386. 1386 Young City Lord. I'll leave the spirit stones with you for now. Use these spirit stones to buy all kinds of metal materials. In the future, we will open a weapons store. Also, take out half of the spirit stones and buy some elixirs to increase the strength of your Fire Hammer clan. Wang Xian didn't take the interspatial ring and said to the Fire Hammer clan leader, "Thank you, Dragon King. These few days are the 5-year king auction period. At the same time, it is also the time for the major forces to purchase all kinds of items. The weapons in our hands can only be sold for 3 days at most. If we can meet some dynasties to purchase them, we might not be able to last a day. We can totally use the spirit stones we earned to purchase the materials and continue to sell them. If we do this repeatedly, we will be able to earn even more profits. Furthermore, Jin Ming and I are already able to forge void interpretation weapons." The chief of the Fire Hammer clan said to Wang Xian with a smile on his face. "Yes, that's fine. You guys can make your own arrangements. I will bring Jin Ming to participate in the king's auction tomorrow." Wang Xian nodded and said to the chief of the Fire Hammer clan, "It's the Dragon King." The chief of the Fire Hammer clan bowed and walked out. After a night's rest, Wang Xian was awakened by the sound of forging in the morning. He walked out of the room and looked around with a smile on his face. The members of the Fire Hammer clan were forging weapons one by one. Due to the transformation of the Fire God Dragon, everyone's spirit, energy, and spirit had undergone a huge change. In addition, the clothes on their bodies had improved a little. They were wearing new clothes with a fire hammer pattern on the back. It was completely different from the pitch-black clothes that Wang Xian had when he first met them. Now, the blazing flames on their bodies had a hint of a smile on their faces. A faint aura emanated from their bodies. Dragon King. After eating some food, Duan Jinming came to Wang Xian's side and shouted respectfully, "Let's go. The auction is about to begin." Wang Xian nodded and led Ao Jian, Ao Yao, and the rest to the king's auction house in a beast carriage. There are so many people. There are simply too many of them. Furthermore, there are so many void interpretation experts here. When they arrived at the king's area in the middle, Duan Jinming scanned his surroundings with a look of astonishment. There were many luxurious cars pulled by powerful ferocious beasts. Among them, there were many void interpretation level ferocious beasts pulling the cars. There were also many people riding on void interpretation level ferocious beasts. Each and every one of them exuded a noble aura. There were also many powerhouses from powerful sects who were dressed in uniform. The entire king's region was bustling with activity. After staying here for such a long time, don't you know about this grand scene? Wang Xian looked at the surprised Duan Jinming and asked with a smile. "Oh, these few days are also the busiest time for us. Moreover, we are not qualified to enter the king's region." Duan Jinming smiled and scanned his surroundings in surprise. "We're here. Let's get off." Wang Xian patted Duan Jinming's arm and said faintly, "Yes, yes." Duan Jinming nodded immediately and followed behind him. The carriage stopped not far from the king's auction house. There were many grand teams around them. Void interpretation experts could be seen everywhere. At least 1,000 people were walking towards the king's auction house. The Fire Hammer clan? Why are the Fire Hammer clan here? Wang Xian and the rest followed the crowd and walked in slowly. Suddenly, a surprised voice came from the side. Duan Jinming frowned and turned his head. He saw more than a dozen people looking at him. The one who spoke was a young man. At this moment, the young man was looking at Duan Jinming with a face full of surprise. He looked at the emblem of the Fire Hammer clan on the back of his clothes. "Why can't you come here?" Duan Jinming whispered and turned his head away. "Hehe, a lowly clan. This is not a place that you can come to. Shut up. Be careful not to bring disaster to your own clan." As the young man continued speaking, Wang Xian turned his head around and said coldly, "Huh." When the dozen of people beside the young man heard Wang Xian's words, Their faces turned cold immediately. Ao Jian and the other 3 golden swordfish stared at them coldly, causing everyone to feel their breathing stagnating. The young man's face turned red as he opened his mouth. He wanted to speak but was stopped by a middle-aged man beside him. "I'm sorry for offending you, young master." A middle-aged man cupped his hands at Wang Xian and looked at Ao Jian and the rest with some fear. "Mind your own business. You have no manners." Wang Xian looked at the middle-aged man indifferently and said directly. This caused the middle-aged man's face to darken slightly and he snorted softly. "It's the young master of Xiaoyao City. The young master of Xiaoyao City is here." The young master of Xiaoyao City Master has the strength of a half-step to the peak of the void interpretation realm at such a young age. He can break through to the void interpretation realm at any time. Yesterday, the young mayor invited many of the younger generation to attend the gathering. It's a pity that Bayer wasn't able to participate. At this moment, sounds of exclamations could be heard from the surroundings. Wang Xian raised his eyebrows and looked towards the back. A young man with long hair and a proud expression, dressed in white clothes and with the word Xiaoyao written on his chest, walked straight towards the king's auction house. Around him were 40 to 50 young men and women. There were the disciples of the families in Xiaoyao City, as well as some princes and princesses from other dynasties. A group of proud young men followed behind the young castellan with smiles on their faces. Each and every one of them had a proud look on their faces. Third Miss is here too." At this moment, an excited voice came from beside Wang Xian. Wang Xian looked over and saw that Duan Jinming was looking at the back of the group of young men and women. A dignified and beautiful woman was following behind. It was the 3rd Miss of the Gilded Gold family. Third Miss. When the 3rd Miss of the Gilded Gold family came to the side not far away, Duan Jinming could not help but call out in a low voice. Just when Gilded Gold Yen was feeling a little annoyed following behind, he suddenly heard a familiar voice. She was slightly stunned and quickly looked over, a hint of surprise on her face. She hesitated for a moment, then walked towards Duan Jinming with a slightly red face. "Ha! Ha!" The men and women next to her were slightly stunned. Her elder sister and second brother's expressions changed slightly. "Xiao Yan, what are you going to do?" The 2 of them stopped walking with a dark face. A young man in water blue clothing at the side raised his eyebrows and slightly raised his head. He also stopped walking with displeasure in his eyes. "It's that guy." Beside the young man in aqua blue, Yao Dingfeng, who was holding a feather fan, narrowed his eyes and also stopped walking. "Big sister, second brother, we met a friend." Eugene Yen turned around and looked at his big sister and second brother, whose faces were cold. His expression was a bit ugly. "Don't interact with some random people. Let's go." The 2 of them looked at him and said with sullen faces. Chapter 1387. 1387 Dragon and Phoenix Dynasty's Reputation. Eldest sister, second brother, I don't want you to meddle in my affairs. When she heard her eldest sister and second brother berating her, her expression turned cold. In the past, because she was afraid that her parents would stop her, her eldest sister and second brother often berated her not to get close to Duan Jinming. But now, when she found out that Duan Jinming's strength had reached the 1st level of the insightful void tier and that he was going to go to her house in a few days to propose a betrothal gift, she was incomparably happy. With his current status, he was completely worthy of her. This also gave her a lot more confidence to fight back. "What's going on?" At that moment, a young man dressed in aqua blue walked over and asked with an expressionless face. She glanced at the young man, pursed her lips, and did not speak. "Young Master Lu, it's nothing. It's just that this little sister of mine has a problem with her brain." Upon hearing her words, the eldest sister and second brother of Gilded Speech also revealed an angry expression. Upon hearing the young man's question, they hurriedly said with an embarrassed expression, "Look at that lowly brat. Look at young Master Lu. Although young Master Lu doesn't fancy you, even if you become young Master Lu's concubine, It's still better than being with that lowly brat. Moreover, your parents won't. Big sister and second brother, shut up. Jin Ming isn't a lowly brat. As the two continued to speak, Gilded Gold Yen interrupted them angrily. Let me tell you, I'm not a lowly brat. Watch your words. When Duan Jin Ming heard the two of them talking about him like that and saw Gilded Gold Yan's aggrieved look, he stood up and said angrily. You. Jin Yan's eldest sister and second brother saw that Duan Jin Ming was staring at them with a cold and disdainful look. The water blue youth raised his eyebrows and a faint coldness flashed across his eyes. He looked at Jin Yan and then at Duan Jin Ming. These few days, his mother had been blowing wind in his ear and asking how the third daughter of the Jin family was doing. He had a pretty good impression of Gilded Gold Yen, but he knew what his mother wanted. She wanted him to get married and have children. He hadn't had enough fun yet, so he naturally didn't agree. Now that he saw that Gilded Gold Yen had a deep relationship with a lowly demonic beast, he was slightly displeased. I didn't expect Gilded Gold Yen to behave so atrociously. You don't know what's going on with a lowly demonic beast, hee. Lu Xiao's eyes were cold as he mocked. You are the one who is rude. I'm warning you, watch your words. When Duan Jin Ming heard that Lu Xiao dared to say that he was rude to a lowly demonic beast, he glared at him angrily. A lowly demonic beast, you are the one who should watch your words. Lu Xiao saw Duan Jin Ming, who was 2 meters tall, staring at him angrily with his eyes wide open. His face turned cold and a trace of killing intent was emitted without any concealment. If you say that I am a lowly demonic beast, then who do you think you are? Duan Jinming's body instantly emitted a profound void level pressure, and a powerful aura directly charged toward young Master Lu. What? The profound void level aura charged over. Young Master Lu's face instantly changed, and he stared at Duan Jin Ming with a face full of fear. Under his aura, his body slightly trembled. What? How is this possible? This aura, an insightful emptiness realm expert. Lu Jinyan's eldest sister and second brother were also shocked, and they stared at Duan Jin Ming in disbelief. Duan Jin Ming had the strength of the first level of the insightful emptiness realm. Only his parents and a clansman knew about it, but the two of them did not know. Looking at the terrifying aura that Duan Jin Ming suddenly erupted with, the two of them had faces full of disbelief. This lowly race, this lowly fellow, how could he be an expert at the profound void tier? Duan Jin Ming's age was about the same as theirs, but now he had actually reached the profound void tier. He was simply a monster. Entering the profound void tier meant entering the ranks of experts. He was an expert that stood high above. First level of the profound void tier, you're actually at the first level of the profound void tier. However, don't think that you can be arrogant just because you're an expert at the profound void tier. My Lu family, killing an expert at the first level of the profound void tier is a piece of cake. Lu Xiao growled in a low voice with an extremely embarrassed expression. Do you believe that I can easily destroy your Lu family? Wang Xian, who had been watching from the side, narrowed his eyes slightly when he heard Lu Xiao's words. He took a step forward and said indifferently, who didn't have a force? Duan Jinming had the entire dragon palace behind him. King. When Duan Jinming heard Wang Xian's words, he immediately turned his head and shouted respectfully and gratefully. Annihilate my Lu family. Hehe, this is the first time I've heard of someone daring to annihilate my Lu family, kid. Young master, you annihilated the Lu family with just a single word. Do you really think that your dragon and phoenix empire is invincible? We belong to Xiaoyao City. Your dragon and phoenix empire is nothing in front of the mayor of Xiaoyao City. At this moment, when Lu Xiao heard Wang Xian's words, he was interrupted by Yao Dingfeng, who was standing beside him before he could even speak. The dragon and phoenix empire. Lu Xiao was slightly stunned when he heard his good brother's words. He was shocked as he stared at Wang Xian. Yesterday, they heard Yao Dingfeng and the rest talking about the dragon and phoenix empire. They knew a little about the power of this empire. To destroy 4 empires at the same time, This empire had at least 5 experts at the 4th level of the void interpretation stage. Within a radius of 100,000 kilometers, it was definitely the strongest empire. This empire was not something the Lu family could fight against. His face was gloomy and his eyes were filled with astonishment. He, Duan Jinming is my brother and my subordinate. If you dare to attack him, I dare to attack you. Wang Xian looked at them and said proudly, "You are arrogant. This is Xiaoyao City, not your dragon and phoenix empire." Lu Xiao gritted his teeth in embarrassment when he heard his words. I have to say, this brother is really arrogant. Yao Dingfeng looked at Wang Xian coldly from the side and looked at Lu Xiao. "Xiao Hua, let's go." Lu Xiao glanced at Wang Xian, Duan Jinming, and the rest in a shady manner. He didn't say anything else and turned around to walk inside. A person who was even more powerful than them would only make them feel even more humiliated here. Gilded Speech, you. The 2 eldest and second brothers of Gilded Speech wanted to scold her. However, when they felt Duan Jinming's furious gaze and Wang Xian's indifferent expression, they didn't dare to say anything in the end. The Dragon and Phoenix Empire was a newly rising and powerful empire. Their strength was many times stronger than the Lu clan. A powerful empire that controlled more than 60 cities. Even Duan Jinming was an expert at the 1st level of the Profound Void tier. He was not someone they could berate casually. They clenched their fists and angrily turned around to chase after young Master Lu and the others. "Jinming, I'll go over too. After all, they are my older brothers and sisters. I'll explain it to them. Don't be angry." Seeing young Master Lu and the others leave in anger, Gilded Jinyan also knew that he had caused trouble, so he said to Duan Jinming, "Yes, third miss, you can go. In a few days, we will go to your house to propose marriage." Duan Jinming promised. This caused a smile to appear on Gilded Jinyan's face. He nodded his head at him and left with a smile. "That's right. A man should have the manliness of a man. Don't be afraid. I'm here for everything." Wang Xian saw Duan Jinming's behavior and patted his shoulder. He smiled and said, "Thank you, Dragon King. Sorry for the trouble." Duan Jinming grinned and said with a smile, "Let's go in." Wang Xian shook his head and walked straight in. A kid from the Fire Hammer clan has actually reached the insightful emptiness realm. How is this possible? And that young man, he is actually from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. Oh my god, this newly risen Dragon and Phoenix Empire is extremely powerful. At the rear, the clan that had mocked the Fire Hammer clan widened their eyes filled with fear. Chapter 1388 1388 Dragon and Phoenix Dynasty. Damn it, that damn guy, how dare he be so arrogant. In the huge king's auction house, young Master Lu and Yao Dingfeng walked forward with embarrassed expressions. Young Master Lu's face was especially gloomy. A lowly demonic beast dared to be arrogant in front of him, and he even had the support of that guy from the Dragon and Phoenix Dynasty. He even wanted to exterminate their Lu clan. This made him extremely furious. Young Master Lu, don't be angry. This matter is all the fault of my insensible sister. At this moment, elder sister and second brother, who were chasing after them, said in a fawning manner, "Scram." Young Master Lu heard their figures and roared in a low voice without turning his head. This caused the expression of elder sister and second brother to stiffen, and they were filled with embarrassment. "Young Master Lu, we apologize to you. When that girl Xiaoyan comes later, I'll let her apologize to you." The two of them squeezed out a smile and followed behind. Your Gilded Gold clan's taste is really. As young Master Lu spoke, he suddenly stopped. He slightly narrowed his eyes, and a trace of coldness appeared in his eyes. "Your third sister, Miss Gilded Gold Yen, is quite good." He lowered his voice and said slowly with a profound meaning, "Huh." The two of them were slightly stunned when they heard young Master Lu's words. Their faces revealed a stunned expression. Miss Gilded Yen is here. Young Master Lu saw Gilded Yen, who followed behind him, and smiled faintly. He turned around and continued to walk towards his seat. Xiaohua, what are you doing? Yao Dingfeng, who was at the side, also came over in slight surprise and asked in a low voice. It's nothing. I just suddenly feel that I'm not young anymore. Just take a concubine. Young Master Lu said with a smile. Yao Dingfeng laughed and walked forward with his arm around young Master Lu's shoulder. The group of people came to a pavilion where the young city lord of Xiaoyao City and some noble disciples were all present. Everyone from the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty, your seats are over here. The entire king's auction house was huge, and its interior was completely different from ordinary auction houses. Inside, there were fake mountains and fake water and small pavilions. Many people could sit under the pavilions, and exquisite food was placed on top. In the center, there was a high platform, and above the high platform was the auction seat. The surrounding guests were seated around the platform. The entire auction hall could seat around 10,000 people. 10,000 people was not a huge number. However, the level of extravagance was definitely the best in the Luhai region. Everyone, this is your seat. There are staff beside you. If you need anything, feel free to ask. The staff brought Wang Xian and the rest to a spot that was closer to the center. As the current rising overlord dynasty, the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty was qualified to be in a position that was closer to the front desk. Moreover, the value of the items auctioned by Wang Xian this time was also very terrifying. All right. Wang Xian nodded and sat in the main seat. He gestured for Ao Jian, Duan Jinming, and the rest to sit at the side. Duan Jinming looked left and right. His gaze shifted to a spot not far away. His gaze landed on the golden words again, and a smile appeared on his face. It was his first time coming to such a luxurious place. It was his first time being served with respect. Wang Xian scanned his surroundings. Each pavilion represented a powerful force. That's right. Wang Xian looked at the seat in front of him and saw a group of dozens of young men and women sitting together. They were chatting with smiles on their faces. These were the second generation of the richest people in the vicinity. The princes and princesses of the dynasty, the heirs of the top forces, and so on. The 20th King's auction will be held soon. This is also the 100th year that our King's auction will be held. For the items to be auctioned today, all the powerhouses and lords must be prepared. Not long after, a woman who still had her charm came to the central auction area. She spoke to everyone around her with a smile on her face. The first item to be auctioned is a third-level Insightful Emptiness Realm Magic Staff with a fire attribute. The starting price is 10 billion middle-grade spirit stones. The auction did not take long to start. The first item to be auctioned was a third-level Insightful Emptiness Realm Magic Staff with a high price. This seems to be the magic staff that I sent to auction. Wang Xian smiled when he saw the weapon that was brought up. The starting price for a third-level Insightful Void Stage Staff was 10 billion middle-grade spirit stones. The starting price was not high, but the increase in the competition was relatively high. 15 billion. 16 billion. One by one, the forces began to bid. Soon, the price reached 21 billion. The final price also dropped to 21 billion. The second item was a piece of armor. There were more than 30 larger forces, dozens of second-level forces, and itinerant cultivators present. Wang Xian glanced around and saw that there were about 300 Insightful Emptiness Realm experts. Basically, most of the Insightful Emptiness Realm experts who came to Xiaoyao City were gathered here. With so many experts, the total amount of spirit stones in their hands amounted to at least tens of trillion middle-grade spirit stones. After all, the value of the items in each auction was no less than 10 trillion. The next item to be auctioned is a set of elixirs that can help improve one's comprehension and clear one's mind. The elixirs are of extraordinary 9th grade and each of them is worth 50 million middle grade spirit stones. There are a total of 3,000 of them. The starting bid will be 1,000 to 1,000 of them. The first set will be 1,000 of them. The starting bid will be 50 billion middle grade spirit stones. After auctioning more than a dozen items consecutively, one item caught Wang Xian's attention. It was a medicinal pill. Furthermore, it was an extraordinary 9th grade medicinal pill. Naturally, he would swallow it directly and turn it into dragon qi. After Wang Xian's calculations, buying a high-grade medicinal pill at the same price would be more than buying many low-grade medicinal pills that would turn into dragon qi. For this auction, Wang Xian was prepared to buy all the medicinal pills in the auction. 51 billion. Wang Xian raised the bid directly. Qingming elixir, this is a good elixir to nurture strong people. 1,000 pieces of 50 billion are not expensive. Some of the dynasties and sects around looked at the elixirs on the stage and followed suit. 51, 5 billion. 52 billion. 52, 5 billion. 3 factions called out their bids consecutively and raised the sign next to them. 55 billion. Directly increasing the bid by 5 billion middle-grade spirit stones. Which faction is this? Those who can sit at the front are all top-notch factions. However, I have never seen that young man before. When the surrounding factions saw Wang Xian increasing the bid by 55 billion, they were astonished. Some of them looked over and discussed among themselves with a hint of curiosity on their faces. That is. However, at a spot not far from the center, a middle-aged man stood up abruptly when he saw Wang Xian. He widened his eyes and stared at Wang Xian in disbelief. He is the nameless sword demon, the supreme heaven's pride expert, and a peerless powerhouse at the 5th level of the see-through realm. Chapter 1389. 1389 1389. Why is he here? Why is he here? This. In front of a pavilion near the central auction stage, a middle-aged man stood up and stared at Wang Xian with a trembling body. He never expected to encounter such a legendary existence in this place. The last time he saw Wang Xian was during the selection of the crown prince of the Guanglong dynasty. The battle that day had shaken the entire demi-human graveyard. Only after witnessing the terrifying strength of the nameless sword demon did he know what was terrifying. An old monster at the 5th level of the see-through realm who had lived for thousands of years was killed directly. That terrifying millstone could easily wipe out an entire empire. 13th brother, what's wrong? Beside the middle-aged man, a middle-aged man with a beard and wearing a wide robe who was sitting in the middle saw the shocked expression on his brother's face. He raised his eyebrows and asked curiously. This 13th brother of his had stayed in a cruel place like the demi-human graveyard for a long time. Logically speaking, he shouldn't be so excited. Big brother, it's that person. He swallowed his saliva, his eyes still filled with shock. 13th uncle, slow down. What made you so shocked? The youth sitting beside the wide-robed middle-aged man asked curiously. Big brother, do you know the nameless sword demon? The supreme prodigy? The evildoer who destroyed the 5th level ice child of the void interpretation stage. The middle-aged man gulped and said to the middle-aged man in the robe. Yes, you told me about this before. Could it be? The middle-aged man in the robe was also slightly surprised. His eyes were sparkling. He is there. The middle-aged man widened his eyes and pointed at Wang Xian. What? The middle-aged man quickly turned his head and fixed his gaze on Wang Xian. 13th brother, is what you said true? The middle-aged man asked with a trembling figure. I'm sure. I'm 100% sure that it's him. It's definitely him. The middle-aged man said with certainty. This? The expression of the middle-aged man changed drastically. A terrifying powerhouse who could kill a 5th-level insightful void martial artist could completely change the order of the entire region. The reason why Xiaoyao City was so powerful here was because of the 5th-level profound void martial artist, Xiaoyao City Lord. Investigate the faction that Lord is from and think of a way to curry favor with him. The wide-robed middle-aged man said directly. The youth sitting at the side widened his eyes. He's so young and he's actually a terrifying expert. It's Big Brother. Congratulations to everyone from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty for obtaining the first batch of green nether pills. At this moment, the auctioneer's voice sounded from the stage. Dragon Phoenix Empire. The middle-aged man in the robe was slightly shocked as he looked into the middle-aged man's eyes with a hint of solemnity. If an empire wanted to become stronger, it had to expand. If it wanted to expand, it had to conquer other empires. If I remember correctly, the Dragon Phoenix Empire destroyed 4 empires not long after the nameless sword demon left. The middle-aged man gulped as his eyes flickered. They were a powerful sect, and their influence was much stronger than ordinary dynasties. Within the sect, there were 3 or 4 profound void tier 4 experts. But compared to nameless sword demon, they were still far from it. Be friendly. Sects and dynasties are not irreconcilable. The wide-robed middle-aged man decided. The Dragon Phoenix dynasty is actually the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. So they are actually from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. No wonder they are able to sit so close to the front. The Dragon Phoenix dynasty is very strong. When the surrounding factions heard the auctioneer's voice, they looked at Wang Xian and the rest in astonishment. The Dragon Phoenix dynasty, the one that has risen recently. At this moment, under a pavilion closest to the central auction stage, the young city lord in white looked over curiously. Yes, it's a newly risen empire. I heard that this empire is a queen and is very strong. It should be the strongest among the neighboring empires. Our empire is far from that. A lady sitting beside the young city lord said with a smile. Is that so, Qianying? But with me around in the future, your Jinliang dynasty will become stronger and stronger. The young city lord narrowed his eyes and looked at the woman in front of him greedily. Hee, then I'll thank you, young city lord. The woman said to him with a smile. Young city lord, this guy from the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty is extremely arrogant. Yesterday, I invited him to the banquet, and he said he wasn't interested. Humph, he's very arrogant. At this moment, Yao Dingfeng and Lu Xiaohua, who were not far away, came over and said angrily. Oh really? Hee, don't mind him. The young city lord smiled faintly and did not take it to heart. It could be said that he did not take the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty seriously. If the young city lord had spoken, he would not have refused. The woman at the side leaned closer to the young city lord's side, and the huge Xiong division leaned on his body. Hee, that's natural, that's natural. Even if he had 4 or 5 guts, he wouldn't dare to be impudent with the young city lord. The two saw that the young city lord didn't put the Dragon and Phoenix Empire in his eyes at all, so they didn't say anything else and just smiled and nodded. Qianying, what do you want? I'll buy it for you later. The young city lord smiled and put his arm around the woman's shoulder as he asked with a smile. Really? Then I won't stand on ceremony with you, young city lord. I heard that this water pearl can beautify one's appearance, hee. The woman said happily. All right, I'll buy it for you later. The young city lord laughed out loud with a big smile on his face. Around them, some of the ladies looked at the lady enviously. The second batch of green nether pills. The Dragon and Phoenix Empire is offering 57 billion middle-grade spirit stones. Is there anyone else who wants to raise the bid? The second batch of green nether pills began to be sold. When Wang Xian continued to bid, the two factions gave up after competing for a while. Congratulations to everyone from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire for obtaining the second batch of green nether pills. The third batch will still be auctioned off at 50 billion middle-grade spirit stones. 55 billion middle-grade spirit stones. Wang Xian raised his hand and raised it to 55 billion. The Dragon and Phoenix Empire is really rich. That's right. They must have destroyed 4 empires. A few 100 billion might be an easy feat for them. It seems like he can't compete with all the pills he wants. Forget it, forget it. After Wang Xian continued to bid, some of the forces around him shook their heads slowly. Wang Xian was allowed to buy all 3 sets of elixirs in a row. The next items to be auctioned were some other items. Wang Xian did not bid for them either. The next item to be auctioned is the water element cultivator. Please take note that this is a treasure. It is a water bead, an item at the first level of the void interpretation stage. It is similar to the water spirit bead but different. Wearing it on one's body can enhance one's beauty. After auctioning off more than 10 items consecutively, another item was taken out. Oh right, Jin Ming, I'll go to propose marriage in 2 days. Have you thought about what you want to take? Wang Xian looked at the water elemental orb and asked Duan Jinming who was beside him. Take something? This. Duan Jinming scratched his head. You have to be smarter when picking up girls. Wang Xian patted his shoulder and said, let me prepare the item for you. Thank you, Dragon King. Thank you. The honest Duan Jinming thanked him immediately. Chapter 1390. 1390 didn't give him any face. It wasn't easy to be the boss now. Wang Xian looked at the water orb on the stage and smiled. It was a marriage proposal. As one of the pillars of the Dragon Palace in the future, Duan Jinming naturally had to be in the limelight. The things that he proposed to get shouldn't be shabby. Wang Xian wouldn't let Duan Jinming lose face either. Regardless of whether you wear this water orb yourself or give it to your wife or daughter, it is definitely the best gift. The starting bid for the water orb of the first level of the void interpretation stage is 5 billion middle-grade spirit stones. The auctioneer introduced the item on the stage with a smile. 1 billion medium-grade spirit stones. A young man immediately bid. 2 billion medium-grade spirit stones. 3 billion. 4 billion. In an instant, many people started to bid. 6 billion. When the price reached 7 billion, Wang Xian raised the bid to 60. Some of the people around saw Wang Xian's bid and looked over. 7 billion, I want it. However, at this moment, a voice suddenly rang out, raising the price to 7 billion. At 7 billion, it's a direct increase of 1 billion middle-grade spirit stones. It's the young city lord, it's the voice of the young city lord of Xiaoyao City. He's bidding. There's no need for the young city lord to make a bid anymore. We have to give the young city lord face. Some people stopped when they saw the young city lord of Xiaoyao City making a bid. Some people even shouted loudly. Young city lord, you really have a lot of face. The woman sitting next to the young city lord heard the surrounding voices and said to him with a smile on her face. Since I have made my move, usually no one would compete with me. The young castellan raised his head slightly and looked around. He stood up slowly and said, thank you for giving me this little bit. 5 billion. However, before he could finish his words, Wang Xian raised the auction house in his hand and handed over a number. What? Everyone looked at the young city lord but was stunned by the sudden voice. All the forces in the king's auction house looked in the direction of the voice in astonishment. The young city lord, who had just stood up, didn't say the last word. His face, which was full of smiles, slowly turned gloomy. He looked in the direction of Wang Xian and narrowed his eyes slightly. This young master from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is bidding for 5 billion. Is there anyone who is willing to bid higher? The auctioneer looked at his young master in a dilemma. However, an auction was an auction. It was impossible for others to not be able to bid once his young master made a bid. This would also make the auctioneer unhappy and affect his reputation. I didn't expect this person from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire to also want this item. Alright then, 8 billion. The young city lord had a cold expression on his face as he spoke indifferently. However, everyone present could feel his anger. Is this young man from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire looking for death? How dare he compete with the young city lord? That's right. Moreover, it was when the young city lord had just stood up to express his gratitude. How embarrassing for the young city lord. Some of the surrounding factions were stunned when they saw Wang Xian suddenly bidding for the item. This fellow dared to compete with the young city lord. Was he courting death? Did he really think that he would dare to challenge Xiaoyao City just because he had just risen up and destroyed a few dynasties? This fellow from the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty is really courting death. It's good that he is courting death. If he really infuriates the young city lord. Lu Xiaohua and Yao Dingfeng revealed a faint smile when they saw that Wang Xian did not give the young city lord any face. He dares to not give the young city lord any face. Indeed, with his strength, he has the qualifications to do so. Even the mayor of Xiaoyao City would dare to not give him face. The middle-aged man who was not far away from them muttered, 8 billion, then 5 billion. Wang Xian looked at the young city lord who was staring at him. His expression didn't change as he continued to shout. The young castellan froze slightly and said coldly, 9 billion. 10 billion. Wang Xian increased the price by 1 billion immediately. He picked up a teacup beside the table and took a sip gently. He didn't put the young castellan in his eyes at all. All right. Since the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is so rich, I won't earn for you anymore. I will offer you one last price, 11 billion. If you raise the price again, I will withdraw. The young city lord clenched his fists and said coldly. The surrounding forces were slightly shocked when they saw the ultimatum given by the young city lord. If the Dragon and Phoenix Empire dared to raise the price again, they would have completely offended the young city lord of Xiaoyao. This was definitely not a wise choice. Thank you very much then. 11 billion. However, Wang Xian's voice continued to ring out in less than a second. Good. The young castellan's face turned ashen as he sat down. He picked up the wine cup in front of him and took a big gulp. Then, he stared coldly at Wang Xian's position. Is this guy courting death? How dare he offend our young castellan? Damn it, that guy from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is courting death. How dare he be so arrogant in Xiaoyao City? Beside the young castellan, many young men and women saw the young castellan's furious look. Then, they looked at Wang Xian's position with cold faces. Young castellan, this guy is not giving you any face. Let's teach him a lesson. The woman beside the young castellan pouted her lips and said angrily with an unpleasant expression. Young castellan, do you want us to? Yao Dingfeng and Lu Xiaohua walked over immediately and whispered. The young castellan raised his head and glanced at them coldly. He said coldly, no one is allowed to cause trouble in Xiaoyao City. Yes, young city lord. Yao Dingfeng and Lu Xiaohua nodded respectfully. Dragon Phoenix Dynasty. The young city lord clenched his fists unwillingly. Xiaoyao City was able to become a trading city within a 100,000-kilometer radius not only because of his father's powerful strength. It was also because of his neutrality. He did not interfere with the affairs of other dynasties and sects. Furthermore, with his strength, he didn't have the qualifications to deal with a power like the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty. Unless his father said that he was going to make a move. But even so, he wasn't willing to accept it. This made him extremely frustrated. Congratulations to everyone from the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty for obtaining the water art bead. On the stage, the auctioneer squeezed out a smile and congratulated. This young man from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is really, a newborn calf is not afraid of a tiger. This time, he has completely offended the young master of Xiaoyao City. Some of the people around were discussing in low voices as they looked over with twinkling eyes. Wang Xian smiled faintly and completely ignored the voices around him. Giving face to the young master of Xiaoyao City? What a joke! In front of him, he was nothing. Even if his father was here, Wang Xian still wouldn't give them any face. In fact, he might even want to provoke them. If the other party wasn't satisfied, he would fight. Chapter 1391. 1391 proposed. Congratulations to the young master of the Dragon Phoenix Empire for bidding 75 billion for the elixirs of the third level of the Void Interpretation Stage. Congratulations to the young master of the Dragon Phoenix Empire for purchasing 100 elixirs of the half-step Void Interpretation Stage with 130 billion. Congratulations to the young master of the Dragon Phoenix Empire for purchasing 2 4th-level Void Interpretation Stage Spirit Trees with 250 billion. Congratulations to the Dragon Phoenix Empire. The auction continued. As long as there were elixirs and spiritual herbs that could enhance the dragon energy, Wang Xian would buy all of them. The young man from the Dragon Phoenix Empire has bought at least 2 trillion middle-grade spirit stones over the past half-day. What a big deal, what a big deal. All the elixirs and spiritual herbs have been auctioned off by him. This Dragon Phoenix Empire is simply too rich. Elixirs and spiritual herbs that are worth trillions of middle-grade spiritual stones are really tempting. The day's auction was about to end. 500 to 600 items were auctioned off in a day. However, Wang Xian alone had bought over 20 trillion middle-grade spiritual stones. Some of the forces looked at Wang Xian with envy. There was an indescribable look in their eyes. With so many elixirs and spiritual herbs, many people were willing to take the risk. A few trillion. The entire imperial treasury of their dynasty only had so many items. Wang Xian saw the hidden greed in the eyes of the people around him. A faint smile appeared on his face. Today's auction ends here. Thank you to all the friends who have come to support us. Our next large-scale auction will be in 5 years. At 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, the king's auction ended. Young master, this is the item you sent for auction. After deducting the spiritual stones you spent and the service fees, the rest of the spiritual stones are all here. A staff member walked over and handed the item to Wang Xian. He said with a smile on his face. Wang Xian nodded his head faintly and checked the spiritual stones inside. That's great. Let's go. Wang Xian said to Ao Jian, Duan Jinming and the rest. Then he walked out with a smile on his face. His harvest today was not bad. I didn't expect this guy to have so many spiritual stones. Help me check what he has done in the 2 days since he came to Xiaoyao City. At the back, an old man stood beside the cold-faced young castellan. He stared at Wang Xian's figure with a twinkle in his eyes and said softly, It's the young castellan. I will send all the information to you soon. The old man nodded respectfully. Under the watchful eyes of some people, Wang Xian and the rest rode the carriage towards the weapons area. Along the way, he swallowed all the elixirs and gained about 500 million dragon crystals. Duan Jinming, I will raise your strength by another level. Halfway through, Wang Xian raised Duan Jinming's strength by another level. Now that Duan Jinming had the strength of a second-level void interpretation, he could definitely fight against a third-level void interpretation. Even though he wasn't a dragon that was good at fighting, it was still easy for him to fight against a dragon that was a level higher. This made Duan Jinming very excited. When he returned to his residence, it was already dark. Wang Xian returned to his room and continued to rest. The next day he didn't go out. The members of the Fire Hammer clan were dealing with weapons one by one. At the same time, they used the spirit stones they earned to purchase some metals to forge weapons and continued to sell them. With the Fire Hammer clan's smithing ability, it was a complete windfall. In these 2 consecutive days, the Fire Hammer clan made a name for themselves in the weapons district. On the first day, a mercenary group was causing trouble at the entrance of the Fire Hammer shop, and Duan Jinming happened to see them. He used his powerful presence to suppress the troublemakers. The strength that Duan Jinming displayed at the insightful Void Tier shocked everyone. The sudden appearance of an insightful Void Tier powerhouse from a lowly demonic beast clan shocked many people. A faction with a profound Void Stage expert and a faction without a profound Void Stage expert were 2 completely different concepts. Even if the Firehammer clan only had one profound void stage expert, Duan Jinming, it could still be considered a pretty good demonic beast race. Those who dared to look down on the Firehammer clan would have to consider it carefully. The formidable strength displayed by Duan Jinming caused the Firehammer shop to become popular. One after another, they received a few big orders. It could be said that they had made quite a name for themselves in the entire weapons district. Dragon King, Ao Qitian and the rest will arrive at Xiaoyao City in a few hours. On the fourth day, Ao Yao appeared beside Wang Xian and spoke to him. Are they here? Wang Xian nodded his head slowly. Let's go to the location of the shop. As he spoke, he walked straight to the location of the Firehammer shop. It was time to leave after settling the matter with Duan Jinming and the rest. I really didn't expect the Firehammer Demonic Beast clan to be able to reach such a level in just a few days. The business of the various big shops in the weapons district isn't better than theirs, right? I heard that the Firehammer Demonic Beast clan has a powerful force supporting them. When Wang Xian arrived at the Firehammer shop, he heard exclamations coming from the surroundings. This kind of voice was completely different from the first day when the shop opened. In front of the shop, a few members of the Firehammer clan received customers one after another happily. Dragon King, Duan Jinming and the Firehammer clan leader, who were in the shop, walked over with smiles on their faces. Close the shop and get ready. I will bring Jinming to propose a marriage. After that, we will leave this place. Wang Xian said to Duan Jinming with a smile on his face. Propose a marriage. Duan Jinming was slightly taken aback. Soon after, an excited expression appeared on his face. Dragon King, shall we? Shall we go now? Duan Yanlai, have you prepared everything that I asked you to prepare yesterday? Wang Xian smiled and looked at the chief of the Firehammer tribe. Dragon King, everything has been prepared. It is placed at the back of the shop. Are we going now? The chief of the Firehammer tribe was slightly taken aback as well. He said with a smile on his face. Yes. I will bring all of you out of Xiaoyao City in the next 2 days. Settle the matter regarding Jinming first. We must do it in a glorious manner. Wang Xian nodded his head. Thank you, Dragon King. Thank you, Dragon King. I will tell my clansmen to prepare now. This time, our Firehammer clan will be leaving soon. Before we leave, we must do it in a glorious manner. The Firehammer clan leader said excitedly as he walked to the side. Dragon King, I will go and prepare as well. Duan Jinming also walked to the side excitedly. Hey, what's going on? Why are the Firehammer clan's shops closed? Yes, what's going on? Well, why did they bring these festive carriages? In less than 10 minutes, some people around them said in surprise. They looked at the weapons shop of the Firehammer clan, which had closed in the morning, and frowned slightly. Members of the Firehammer clan, what are you going to do? Why is the shop closed? A customer frowned and asked a member of the Firehammer clan. It's closed. Today, the future chief of the Firehammer clan will go to the Gilded Gold clan to propose marriage. The member of the Firehammer clan said with a smile. What? Propose marriage? Go to the Gilded Gold clan to propose marriage? Everyone around was slightly stunned. Chapter 1392. 1392 Proposing Marriage. The young insightful Emptiness Realm expert of the Firehammer clan is going to propose marriage to the Gilded Gold clan. It is said that when the Firehammer clan was in the Gilded Gold clan, the mutated Duan Jinming and the third young miss of the Gilded Gold clan had a crush on each other. I didn't expect that they would propose marriage today. Could this be considered as a successful counterattack? Who would have thought that Duan Jinming's bloodline would actually return to its ancestor? Now that he has directly advanced to the first level of the insightful Emptiness Realm, it is more than enough for him to propose marriage to the Gilded Gold clan. The current Firehammer clan can be considered to have made a comeback. With the protection of a profound Void Tier expert, they are no longer something that ordinary factions can bully. At the entrance of the Firehammer shop, When the shop's door closed and 2 horse carriages stopped at the entrance, dozens of members of the Fire Hammer clan stood around the horse carriages. The surrounding customers and passers-by looked on with bewildered expressions. Who would have thought that not long ago, an extremely poor and lowly clan would actually have a profound void martial expert? And this young profound void martial expert had completed his counterattack and went to the Gilded Gold clan to propose marriage. The Gilded Gold clan was a well-known large clan in the entire weapon district. Other than the Lu clan, the Gilded Gold clan's influence was the strongest. The strongest expert in the clan was at the 3rd level of the profound void martial stage, and there were 5 or 6 experts at the profound void martial stage. However, it was more than enough for a level 1 of the void interpretation stage to propose marriage to the 3rd young miss of the Gilded Gold tribe. Let's go and take a look. Let's go. Some people who had nothing to do followed behind and walked in the direction of the Gilded Gold tribe. Duan Jinming and the leader of the Fire tribe stood at the front while Wang Xian and Ao Jian followed in the middle. Along the way, some passers-by saw the Fire Hammer tribe going over to propose marriage in such a grand manner. They looked at them curiously. Father, Mother, Jinming will come over to our house to propose the marriage later. Can you not make things difficult for him? At this moment, in the study room of the Gilded Gold clan, Gilded Gold Yen ran over with a face full of joy and told them about the time when Duan Jinming was going to propose the marriage. She looked at her parents with some anticipation, her eyes full of desire. Good. Now that kid has become a profound void stage powerhouse, he is worthy of our Yen. When that kid comes over later, we will definitely not make things difficult for him. The leader of the Gilded Gold tribe looked at his daughter and laughed loudly. He also said happily, "Thank you, father. I will go and make some preparations now." Gilded Gold tribe leader's face turned red. His eyes were as happy as crescent moons. He jumped out excitedly. Good. Although the Lu family did not agree, that kid actually obtained an opportunity and directly became an insightful emptiness realm expert. He is worthy of our Yen. A woman in the study said with a smile. The current Fire Hammer clan is no longer the Fire Hammer clan of the past. They have a powerful backer. The Gilded Gold clan leader said slowly. I heard that the young man from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty offended the young city lord. Will the Fire Hammer clan be fine in the future if they join them? Will our words be married to them? The woman suddenly said with some worry. It's not a big deal. Although the Dragon Phoenix dynasty offended the young city lord of Xiaoyao City, they didn't offend the city lord of Xiaoyao City. It said that the Dragon Phoenix dynasty has 4 or 5 4th-level profound void martial experts. The young city lord can't do anything to them. The Gilded Gold tribe leader shook his head with a smile on his face. Let our clansmen prepare. Since the Fire Hammer tribe is here to propose marriage, our Gilded Gold tribe can't be stingy. Besides, the Dragon Phoenix Empire might follow us. Let's put on a show and go out to welcome them later. The Gilded Gold tribe leader continued to say with a smile. It's husband. The woman nodded and passed the news to the Gilded Gold tribe clansmen. Duan Jinming is coming to our house to propose marriage later? When the brothers and sisters of the Gilded Gold tribe received this message, they were slightly stunned. Young Master Lu said that if our sister has any news, tell him. Should we tell him? Of course, tell young Master Lu. Third sister may marry out of Xiaoyao City in the future, but we still have to stay in Xiaoyao City. As the two of them spoke, they immediately relayed this matter to young Master Lu. At the peak 10,000 meters behind the weapons district, in front of the waterfall, 20 to 30 young noble men and women were playing. Lu Xiaohua, who was sitting next to Yao Dingfeng, was slightly stunned when he saw the message on the communication stone plate. Immediately after, his eyes flashed with an inexplicable luster. What's wrong, Xiaohua? What's the matter? Yao Dingfeng asked curiously when he saw the corner of his good brother's mouth curling up slightly. I have something to do. I'm leaving first. Lu Xiaohua stood up and said with a smile on his face. What's the matter? The young master of the city is coming soon. Are you leaving now? Yao Dingfeng asked in astonishment. I'm going to propose a marriage, Lu Xiaohua said with a smile on his face. Propose a marriage? Didn't you say a few days ago that you were going to be free and easy for a few years? But as Yao Dingfeng said this, he thought of something and stopped. He asked, Gilded Gold Family. Gilded Gold Family. Lu Xiaohua nodded with a smile. The third miss of Gilded Gold Family is pretty good. Let's go, I'll go with you. Yao Dingfeng laughed and stood up with a smile. Young Master Lu, young Master Yao, what are you going to do? At this moment, some young men and women asked curiously. Young Master Yao is going to the Gilded Gold Family to propose marriage. I'll go with him. He laughed and the two flew down. The Lu family was under the waterfall. Propose marriage? Some young men and women were slightly stunned and showed a stunned look. Duan Jinming of the Firehammer clan has proposed marriage to the third young miss of the Gilded Gold clan. The members of the Gilded Gold clan are waiting at the entrance. It can be said that they have obviously agreed to this marriage. I heard that the Firehammer clan has found a powerful backer, the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. When the marriage proposal team was about to arrive at the Gilded Gold clan's mansion, the nearby residents saw the Firehammer clan walking over and whispered among themselves. At the entrance of the Gilded Gold clan's residence, a group of Gilded Gold clan's people were welcoming them. After meticulously dressing up, Gilded Gold Yen stood at the center of the group, looking at the marriage proposal team with a face full of joy. Duan Jinming saw the Gilded Gold clan's people waiting at the entrance of the residence from afar. His beloved woman was waiting for him. His face was full of excitement. Behind him, the members of the Firehammer clan were also full of pride. Today, a member of their clan came to propose marriage to the Gilded Gold clan. All the honor and confidence were given to them by the king beside them. Lord of the Gilded Gold clan, this kid, Duan Jinming of the Firehammer clan, has a long-standing relationship with the third young miss. Today, he is here to propose marriage to the Gilded Gold clan. I hope Lord of the clan and the third young miss can agree to this kid's proposal. The team approached. Under the guidance of the Firehammer patriarch, Duan Jinming walked over with some restraint. He cupped his hands and said sincerely. Chapter 1393. 1393. What could 1393 compare with? Let's go. In front of the Gilded Gold clan's mansion, Duan Jinming bowed respectfully. Standing in front of the mansion, the Gilded Gold clan's patriarch and the Gilded Gold clan's people revealed satisfied expressions. Although the Firehammer clan didn't have a good background in the past, this couldn't conceal the fact that Duan Jinming was a profound void martial stage expert. For a profound void martial stage expert to come here so respectfully to propose marriage, his sincerity was enough. Good. You don't have to be so courteous, nephew. I have long seen your imposing manner in the past. You will definitely become a great talent in the future. I didn't expect that you would be able to change my opinion of you in just a few days. Good. The leader of the Gilded Gold tribe shouted in satisfaction when he saw how respectful Duan Jinming was. Let's go, my friends from the Firehammer tribe. Let's talk inside. Let's talk inside. He invited them with a loud laugh. His eyes sparkled as he looked at Wang Xian and the rest in the middle. Right, bring the gifts. Let's go. The Firehammer clan leader was full of smiles when he saw this scene. He shouted at the clansmen behind him. It seems like the marriage between the Firehammer clan and the Gilded Gold clan is going to be a success. 100% success. The Firehammer clan is no longer the Firehammer clan of the past. Those humans in the middle should be from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. When the surrounding people saw this scene, they all looked on with smiles on their faces. Lady Gilded Gold, your Gilded Gold clan is so lively today. At this moment, a slightly shrill voice was heard, causing everyone to be slightly stunned. That? Lu clan's people, Lu clan's patriarch's wife. Lu clan's people, and there are many of them. What are they doing here? Everyone looked over and were slightly stunned. Even everyone from the Gilded Gold clan looked over in astonishment. When they saw dozens of Lu clan's people walking over, their faces were filled with astonishment. The leader was Lu clan's patriarch's wife. Beside him was Lu clan's eldest young master, Lu clan's second master. Mrs. Lu, second master Lu, what are you doing here? The head of the Gilded Gold family immediately smiled and walked over respectfully. The Lu family of Xiaoyao City was a top family in the weapons district. There was a fourth-level profound void martial stage powerhouse in the family. The head of the family and second master Lu were both third-level profound void martial stage powerhouses. The power of the Lu family was completely incomparable to the Gilded Gold family. Patriarch Gilded Gold, what are you doing? Madame Lu looked around with a smile and asked indifferently. Hee, the Firehammer family has come to our Gilded Gold family to propose marriage. Seeing Madame Lu's cold eyes, Patriarch Gilded Gold frowned and said quickly. Propose marriage? That lowly race of the Firehammer family has actually proposed marriage to you. We can't agree to it. When Madame Lu heard his words, she slightly raised her eyebrows and her sharp voice continued to ring out in the surroundings. Her words caused everyone in the surroundings to be slightly stunned. The faces of the members of the Firehammer clan were somewhat embarrassed, and they were incomparably furious in their hearts. You can't say that. Duan Jinming, this young fellow, has advanced to the profound void stage and is also an expert. If he came to propose marriage, the leader of the Gilded Gold tribe said with an apologetic smile. In his heart, he was a little puzzled as to why the Lu tribe was targeting the Firehammer tribe. Madame Lu, I don't know why you have brought so many people to our Gilded Gold mansion. If you have something to say, please ask your sister. I will go to the Lu mansion to look for you. At the back, Madame Gilded Gold saw this scene and frowned. She quickly said with an apologetic smile. It's nothing. It's just that your third miss is really in demand. Mrs. Lu looked at Mrs. Gilded Gold and said with a deep meaning. Mrs. Lu, what do you mean? Mrs. Gilded Gold asked with a smile on her face. Mrs. Gilded Gold told me a few days ago. After my Xiaohua and I considered it, we agreed to it. Today, we came to propose marriage to you. I didn't expect that someone would come to propose marriage to you. Mrs. Lu stared at Mrs. Gilded Gold with a smile on her face. What? Mrs. Lu, what do you mean? Mrs. Gilded Gold was slightly stunned. She showed a surprised look and slowly frowned. Mrs. Gilded Gold told me not long ago about your third miss and our Xiaohua. She won't go back on her words, right? We are here to propose marriage today. Madame Lu said indifferently with a smile on her face. Madame Lu's words caused everyone around to be slightly stunned. The Lu family is also here to propose a marriage. No way, the Lu family is also here to propose a marriage. What about the Firehammer family? The Firehammer family is far inferior to the Lu family. The people gathered around looked at the Lu family members in astonishment, then looked at the Firehammer family members. At this moment, all the members of the Firehammer family looked extremely embarrassed. Duan Jinming clenched his fists tightly. Lady Gilded Gold also frowned. They had just accepted the Firehammer family. Most importantly, her daughter liked that kid from the Firehammer family. However, compared to the Firehammer family, the Lu family was undoubtedly more powerful. They also had an extremely high status in Xiaoyao City. Lady Gilded Gold looked at her husband. The Gilded Gold clan leader also slightly frowned. They never expected that Lady Lu, who had obviously not agreed to this marriage a few days ago, would actually directly propose the marriage today. This caught them somewhat unprepared. Lady Gilded Gold, you won't go back on your words, right? You won't play tricks on people, right? Mrs. Lu saw them furrowing their brows and faintly forced them. Playing tricks on their Lu clan, the consequences were clear to everyone. Gilded Gold clan leader, Mrs. Gilded Gold, Miss Yen Yen is incomparably beautiful. I want to marry her as a concubine. Today, I beg my mother to come and propose marriage to the Gilded Gold clan. I hope uncle and aunt will agree. Lu Xiaohua, who was standing at the side, slightly raised the corners of his mouth. He took a step forward and faintly said, "As a concubine?" Lu Xiaohua's words caused the expressions of the Gilded Gold tribe leader and madam to slightly change. He was actually marrying her as a concubine and not as a wife. Don't worry, Gilded Gold tribe leader. Our Lu family will not mistreat Yen Yen. Yen Yen is a good girl. No matter how you look at it, Yen Yen is my son's first legitimate wife. Madam Lu said with a smile on her face. Father, mother, I want to marry brother Jinming. I don't want to. At the back, Yen Yen anxiously walked over and said in a low voice. Not long ago, she knew that her parents wanted her to marry the eldest son of the Lu family. However, the other party did not seem to agree at first. This made her sigh in relief. However, she did not expect that the other party would actually come to propose marriage today. Yen Yen, don't be deceived at such a young age. What right does a lowly demonic beast race have to be compared to our Lu family? Compared to our youth, you are still young and insensible. Madame Lu's eyes were filled with displeasure when she heard Gilded Yan's words. She said coldly, Gilded Yan, you should be happy that I'm marrying you as a concubine. Today, I and the people of our Lu family came to propose marriage personally. Your Gilded Gold family will not reject us and agree to a lowly demonic beast race, right? Lu Xiaohua's lips curled up slightly at the side. He swept a disdainful glance at Duan Jinming, the Firehammer clan, and even Wang Xian. Chapter 1394. 1394. How could 1394 compete with them? The Lu family is obviously going to fight over it. The Lu family is bullying us. Other people come over respectfully to propose marriage, but they are putting on airs. But who asked the Lu family to be so powerful? Mrs. Lu and Lu Xiaohua did not hide their words at all, causing an uproar in the surroundings. They looked at Duan Jinming and the Firehammer clan sympathetically. Although the current Firehammer clan was quite strong, they were still far from the Lu clan. They didn't dare to reject the Lu clan's proposal. Who are you calling a lowly demonic beast clan? Duan Jinming heard them calling him a lowly demonic beast clan, and his expression turned angry. He growled in a low voice. Jinming, don't be angry. The Firehammer tribe leader waved his hand at Duan Jinming, telling him not to speak recklessly. He straightened his clothes and cupped his hands towards the center. Gilded Gold tribe leader, our Firehammer tribe is sincerely here today to propose a marriage. The Gilded Gold tribe leader also knows that the two children have long been in love. Our Firehammer tribe was indeed a lowly demonic beast tribe in the past. Perhaps we are still a lowly tribe in the eyes of some people now. Hee, bring out the marriage proposal gift prepared by our lowly clan. I believe that the Gilded Gold clan leader will be able to see our sincerity. After the Firehammer clan leader cupped his hands, he slightly raised his head and straightened his back as he stood up. It's the clan leader. At the rear, a few members of the Firehammer clan carried the items from the carriage down. Peng peng peng. There were a total of 10 boxes. The members of the Firehammer clan directly placed the boxes on the ground in the middle. Chief Gilded Gold, our Firehammer clan comes from an ordinary background. In the past, many thanks to Chief Gilded Gold for giving us a meal. Our Gilded Gold bloodline is extraordinary. Now that we have become insightful emptiness realm experts, these are the betrothal gifts we prepared to show our sincerity. The chief of the Firehammer clan walked over and waved at the clansmen behind him. Ka ka ka. The chest opened, revealing some of the items inside. Hua! Holy shit, so many weapons and equipment. Hiss, so many weapons. The Firehammer clan actually brought out so many exquisite weapons. Look at that chest, there's a forging table inside. It should be a profound void tier forging table. This forging table is worth at least 10 billion middle-grade spirit stones. My goodness, what a huge sum. Look at those brats. 5 void interpretation weapons. How did the Firehammer clan become so rich? All these items added together should be worth at least 100 billion middle-grade spirit stones, right? When the items were opened one by one, the surrounding people revealed shocked expressions. A weapon worth 100 billion middle-grade spirit stones. This wasn't something that could be easily taken out by a random force. Even the Gilded Gold clan's items that were worth such a high price were equivalent to 1/7 to 1/8 of their clan's wealth. Everyone in the Gilded Gold clan was slightly stunned. Their gazes looked at the items one by one, and a trace of shock flashed through their eyes. This was fucking generous. Third miss, this is my gift to you. At this moment, Duan Jinming walked over, took out the water orb from his interspatial ring, and handed it to Gilded Speech. Water orb, the water orb that was auctioned at the king's auction yesterday. Oh my god, a water orb worth more than 10 billion mid-grade spirit stones. I heard that the young city lord wanted to buy it, but the people of the Dragon Phoenix Empire didn't give the young city lord any face and directly bid for it. This Firehammer clan is simply too generous. More than 100 billion items to propose marriage, TSK is K. It seems that the Firehammer clan has a powerful background. The Lu clan came to propose marriage, but they didn't even prepare the items. There's no sincerity at all. Around them, everyone looked at the gifts with some shock and swallowed a mouthful of saliva. This is an item that our lowly race took out. I hope that the Gilded Gold tribe leader will agree to the marriage between Jin Ming and Third Miss. The Firehammer tribe leader cupped his hands once again and looked at everyone from the Lu tribe as he spoke indifferently. At this moment, everyone from the Lu tribe looked at the items in the arena with an embarrassed expression. Hearing the words, items prepared by the lowly race, their expressions changed slightly. A lowly race had already taken out so many items. As the Lu family, shouldn't you take out something even more precious? It's just some external items. Our foundation and strength aren't something they can compare to. Lu Xiaohua's gloomy face swept across Duan Jinming as he stared at the Gilded Gold family with an embarrassed expression. Uncle and aunt, I'm more than enough for your 3 daughters. Please consider it carefully. Mrs. Gilded Gold, for your daughter Sake and for the Gilded Gold family's sake, you'd better betroth your 3rd daughter to my son. Mrs. Lu said with an embarrassed expression. There was a hint of threat in her voice. The Lu family's words caused the Gilded Gold family's expressions to change slightly. It was very obvious that if their daughter didn't marry the Lu family, then the Gilded Gold family would be in trouble in the future. The meaning was obvious. If you want to propose a marriage, then propose a marriage. Why did you bring along a competition of influence? Wang Xian, who had been watching from the back, smirked when he saw the people from the Lu family. Using influence to suppress others. The Gilded Gold family wouldn't be able to withstand the pressure of the Lu family. He walked out with a smile on his face. His gaze swept across everyone from the Lu family. His eyes were filled with disdain. Do you really think that only your Lu family has influence? Who is that young man? He has been with the Firehammer family all this while. He should be from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. The influence of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is much stronger than the Lu family. When the people around saw Wang Xian walking out, they were all surprised and discussed in a low voice. Dragon and Phoenix Empire? This has nothing to do with you guys. You are meddling too much. Do you really think that this is your Dragon and Phoenix Empire? Everyone from the Lu clan was focused on Wang Xian. Lu Xiaohua stared at him with a cold face. If someone bullies my subordinates, I will naturally take action. If you are not satisfied, we can have a fight. With your Lu clan, do you believe that I can destroy all of you easily? Wang Xian glanced at everyone from the Lu clan with a smile and said forcefully. He's really domineering. This is interesting. Now that the Firehammer clan has the Dragon and Phoenix Empire behind them, it's really easy for them to destroy the Lu clan with the power of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. When the people around saw Wang Xian's domineering manner, their eyes lit up. This time, the Lu clan had encountered a tough nut to crack. When everyone in the Lu clan heard Wang Xian's words, their faces changed slightly. They looked extremely embarrassed. Hee, a gentleman would like to have a beautiful lady. As a young man, what's the difference between a good-for-nothing and a good-for-nothing by relying on the forces behind him? Let's compete on our own. Wang Xian said with a smile on his face, if your Lu clan dares to suppress us in this matter, I will take action as well. If you don't, let's see how strong you are from the Gilded Gold clan. As he spoke, he gestured at Duan Jinming. With your individual strength, how can a noble trash like you compete with me? Duan Jinming stared at Lu Xiaohua and roared loudly. His aura shook and a second-level profound void martial stage aura was emitted. A terrifying aura charged forward. Chapter 1395. 1395, I'll be in charge. Boom! A terrifying aura emanated from Duan Jinming's body, and the terrifying aura directly covered the entire Lu clan. Lu Xiaohua, who was the first to bear the brunt of this terrifying impact, instantly turned pale. His face was filled with terror as he directly retreated backwards. What? This is impossible. This aura isn't the aura of an ordinary profound void stage expert. This second-level insightful emptiness realm expert? Or higher? My God, Duan Jinming's aura. In front of the Gilded Gold clan's mansion, at least a few thousand people gathered to watch curiously. When Duan Jinming unleashed all of his strength, everyone was shocked. They looked at Duan Jinming standing in the middle with fear on their faces. That terrifying aura caused everyone's faces to turn slightly pale. Third level of the profound void tier. At the Lu clan's position, the Lu clan's second master's expression changed drastically. With a wave of his arm, a wave of energy directly blocked Duan Jinming's incoming aura. He stared at Duan Jinming with a face full of shock, and couldn't help but exclaim out loud. What? Third level of the profound void tier? Duan Jinming is a third level of the profound void tier expert? How is this possible? Third level of the profound void tier? A few days ago, wasn't he just a punk who was nothing? How could it be now? The rest of the Lu clan members were all dumbfounded. They stared at Duan Jinming in disbelief. Third level of the profound void tier. This was the third level of the profound void tier. In their Lu clan, he was also a top-notch expert. But now, this once lowly demonic beast was actually a terrifying existence like the third level of the profound void tier. That's right, it's the third level of the profound void tier. It's the aura of the third level of the profound void tier. The Gilded Gold tribe leader's body was trembling slightly. He stared at Duan Jinming with his eyes wide open. His strength was at the second level profound void martial stage. He could feel the terrifying pressure coming from Duan Jinming. This pressure made him tremble. This kid, was he the young man who respectfully bowed and cupped his hands towards him just now? Was he the young man who wanted to marry his daughter and respectfully came to propose marriage? This was a fucking third-level profound void martial stage. A third-level profound void martial stage expert who was comparable to their Gilded Gold family's patriarch. Such an expert came to propose the marriage, and he still refused. As for the Lu family's eldest young master, compared to a third-level profound void martial stage expert, he was far inferior. Third-level profound void martial stage, Duan Jinming's bloodline level is absolutely very good, otherwise, he wouldn't have directly upgraded to third-level profound void martial stage. Compared to Duan Jinming, the young master of the Lu family is completely useless. Lowly? There's such a lowly expert? Everyone was in a daze as they thought of the mockery and disdain the Lu family had shown him. Now they had been slapped in the face, and it was a severe slap to the face. Compared to Duan Jinming, Lu Xiaohua was on a completely different level. No wonder the people of the Dragon Phoenix Empire place so much importance on the Fire Hammer clan and Duan Jinming. Some people had some understanding. Using force to suppress others. The other party had the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. In terms of individual ability, there was no way they could compare. Jinming. Gilded Gold Yen looked at Duan Jinming with admiration. He tightly held the water orb in his hand, full of excitement. In front of Gilded Gold Mansion, under Duan Jinming's powerful aura, everyone fell silent. All the people of the Lu clan stood in front of them, looking extremely embarrassed. Lu Xiaohua's face was ashen. He never expected that lowly demonic beast to have such terrifying strength. He originally wanted to embarrass Duan Jinming and that guy from the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty, but he didn't expect that he would be the one to be embarrassed in the end. He even made the entire Lu clan lose face. Mrs. Gilded Gold, I don't care about this matter. A few days ago, you said that you wanted your third lady to marry my son. Now, I brought my son here to propose marriage. Do you want to embarrass my Lu clan? Are you going to slap our Lu clan's face? At this moment, Mrs. Lu's stern voice suddenly sounded. At this moment, Mrs. Lu stared at all the members of the Gilded Gold clan with a gloomy expression and asked with a cold face. Huh? All the members of the Gilded Gold clan were slightly stunned. Mrs. Gilded Gold's expression began to change. She had indeed said that she wanted her third daughter to marry the son of the Lu clan. At first, Mrs. Lu had said that it was fine, but it was clear that this matter did not succeed. However, it was obvious that they had not rejected it. Now that Madame Lu had brought up this matter, it made her look extremely embarrassed. As long as they did not agree to the Lu family's proposal, they would definitely anger the Lu family. However, if they agreed, Duan Jinming was a third-level profound void martial stage expert. His daughter liked him and had given him so many gifts. The entire Gilded Gold family was more inclined towards Duan Jinming. Gilded Gold family, you guys should make a normal choice. If the Lu family dares to go against you, we will take action against them. Wang Xian saw Madame Lu's threat and spoke out sarcastically. Dragon and Phoenix Empire, this is Xiaoyao City, not your empire. Do you really think that you can go against anyone you want? Don't look down on Xiaoyao City. Yao Dingfeng, who was standing at the side, said coldly when he saw Wang Xian's arrogant look. Young Master Yao, what's going on? At this moment, some curious voices came from behind. Yao Dingfeng was slightly taken aback. He looked over and the people around him also looked over. More than 30 young men and women with extraordinary statuses walked over curiously. What's wrong? We wanted to congratulate young Master Lu on marrying a beautiful woman. What's going on now? The young Master City has followed us here. A young man looked at the scene curiously and asked. Young Master Li, young Master Yang, you guys are just in time. An arrogant guy said arrogantly that he wants to deal with the Lu clan. Yao Dingfeng's eyes were sparkling. He walked over and whispered the matter to them. What? The group of young men was slightly shocked. Their eyes swept across Duan Jinming and finally landed on Wang Xian. An outsider has no right to interfere in the affairs of our Xiaoyao City. The young man named Li Xiao said coldly. He said that he wanted to destroy a family in Xiaoyao City, but he wanted to destroy a family. Does he really think that he is invincible? Another young man at the side stared at Wang Xian mockingly. He is the young master of the other top families in Xiaoyao City. The young master of the Li family in the Ferocious Beasts region and the young master of the Yang family in the Grocery region. Xiaoyao City was established by the mayor of Xiaoyao City. Theoretically speaking, all the families in Xiaoyao City are under the mayor of Xiaoyao City. That guy from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is a little too arrogant when he said he wanted to destroy the Lu family. Some people whispered to each other when they saw the group of young men walking over. I will naturally not interfere in matters that have nothing to do with me. However, if it has something to do with me, I will naturally interfere. Wang Xian narrowed his eyes slightly and said faintly. He interfere? That depends on whether you have the ability to do so. Would the families in Xiaoyao City be afraid of your dragon and phoenix empire? This is not a place where your dragon and phoenix empire can be impudent. Yao Dingfeng, Lu Xiaohua, and the young men from Xiaoyao City stared at Wang Xian and said coldly. Chapter 1396. 1396. I will be in charge. In front of the residence of the Gilded Gold family, a group of young men from the families in Xiaoyao City stared at Wang Xian coldly. This was especially so for the 4 young men from the top families in Xiaoyao City. Their eyes were filled with coldness. If this was any other time, they would definitely not provoke the Dragon and Phoenix Empire for no reason. However, the young city lord was coming over immediately. At the auction, that guy from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty did not give face to the young city lord, causing the young city lord to lose face and become extremely angry. Now that the young city lord was coming over, they naturally had to put on a good show. Between offending the Dragon Phoenix dynasty and pleasing the young city lord, they naturally chose the latter. Moreover, they were already displeased with that guy from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Young masters, you might not have understood something. At this moment, a voice suddenly sounded. Around them, a dozen middle-aged elders and young men walked over. They were all wearing green clothes with a bamboo pattern on it. The one who spoke was a middle-aged man in a wide robe. His gaze swept across the group of young masters in Xiaoyao City before he approached Wang Xian. What Master Wang means is that his subordinates have proposed to the Gilded Gold family, and the Lu family has also proposed to the Gilded Gold family. What Master Wang wants is a fair fight. A fair fight. As a top family in Xiaoyao City, they wouldn't do anything threatening to a marriage, right? As the middle-aged man in a wide robe spoke, he cupped his hands toward Wang Xian. The sudden appearance of more than a dozen people stunned everyone. When they gathered around these people, everyone was slightly shocked. Bamboo Mountain Sect. Why did the group of people from Bamboo Mountain Sect suddenly interfere? What is the relationship between Bamboo Mountain Sect and the Dragon and Phoenix Empire? That middle-aged man in broad robes seems to be the eldest son of the current Bamboo Mountain Sect leader. He actually addressed that young man as Lord Wang. The Bamboo Mountain Sect's strength can be said to be the most powerful sect within 100,000 kilometers. There are 3 or 4 insightful Void Tier 4 experts within the sect. Although they are not as powerful as the Dragon Phoenix Empire, they are definitely not weak. When everyone around saw the group of people from the Bamboo Mountain Sect that suddenly appeared, their faces revealed a shocked expression. The Bamboo Mountain Sect was definitely the strongest sect within 100,000 kilometers. Their strength was even stronger than many dynasties. What they didn't expect was that the Bamboo Mountain Sect was actually standing on the side of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty. If they were to go against the Lu clan, Yao clan, and the others, it would be too much. Your Bamboo Mountain Sect. When the Lu clan's Yao Dingfeng, Young Master Li, Young Master Yang, and the others saw the sudden appearance of the Bamboo Mountain Sect, their expressions changed drastically. The Bamboo Mountain Sect stood on the side of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty without a care. It was obvious that they wanted to go against them. A powerful empire and a powerful sect were much stronger than them. Even though they were the top 4 families in Xiaoyao City, they still had to be wary of the alliance of the 2 terrifying forces. Unless they never left Xiaoyao City. The expressions of the top young masters kept changing. Wang Xian looked curiously at the group of people who suddenly appeared to speak up for them. He revealed a puzzled expression. Sir Wang, I have the honor of seeing your figure in the human demon graveyard. I have been looking forward to meeting you for a long time. A middle-aged man beside the middle-aged man in a loose robe bowed and said to Wang Xian with a fawning expression. Oh, I see. Thank you very much. Wang Xian nodded with a smile. Then he looked at the people from the Gilded Gold tribe and said, Leader of the Gilded Gold tribe, you can choose directly. If there is anything, I will take care of it for you. The leader of the Gilded Gold tribe looked at the people of the Lu residence with a bitter expression. Then he looked at Wang Xian and the rest. Finally, it landed on his daughter. This is the marriage of my third daughter. As her parents, I hope that she will marry someone she likes. Young Master Lu and young Master Duan are both dragons among men. Let my daughter make her own choice. As the leader of the Gilded Gold tribe spoke, he left this matter to my daughter to settle. Both parties were not to be offended, but everyone knew what the Gilded Gold clan's choice was. When Gilded Gold Yen heard her father's words, her face lit up with joy and revealed an excited expression. Father, I choose. Marriage is a major matter. Parents' orders, matchmaker's words. Since it's not easy for parents to choose, then I'll act as a matchmaker. I think the third young miss of the Gilded Gold clan marrying brother Lu of the Lu residence is just right. She looked at Duan Jinming with a blissful expression and immediately spoke. However, before he could speak, a familiar voice came from behind. Hearing this voice, the expressions of the surrounding people changed slightly. The pupils of the Gilded Gold family's people contracted slightly, and their faces revealed respectful expressions. Young City Lord. Young City Lord. Young City Lord. The group of youths hurriedly turned their heads and looked behind them. A long-haired youth dressed in white robes held 2 balls of toys in his hands. Beside him, a beautiful woman was holding his arm. The youth walked over, and everyone around him made way for him. His words caused Gilded Gold Yan's expression to change drastically, and his face turned slightly pale. How about it, everyone from the Gilded Gold family? If I am not qualified as a matchmaker, I will tell my father to set me up. The young city lord walked over and a group of young men stood behind him consciously. He glanced at the Gilded Gold family and his gaze finally landed on Wang Xian. The corners of his mouth curled up slightly as he said mockingly, This. The Gilded Gold tribe leader and everyone around him had a drastic change in expression. Gilded Gold tribe, do you have any objections? The young castellan saw the change in the Gilded Gold tribe leader's expression as he stuttered. He stared at him unhappily and asked coldly, He, Gilded Gold tribe leader, you can bring your tribe members to the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. When the time comes, I will make you a castellan. Wang Xian glanced at the young city lord and spoke to the Gilded Gold tribe with slight disdain. The leader of the Gilded Gold tribe was slightly stunned. He looked at the tribe members beside him. The tribe members were also moved when they heard Wang Xian's words. It might be a good choice to become a city lord. The young city lord's expression changed when he heard Wang Xian's words. He looked slightly ferocious. Gilded Gold family, you must know that you are still a member of Xiaoyao City. If you don't give me face, you are not giving the city lord's mansion any face. Today I, the Xiaoyao soldier, have said it here. The marriage between the Lu mansion and the Gilded Gold family has been decided. I will make the decision. The young city lord stood there and swept his gaze across everyone with a domineering expression as he commanded. Everyone's breathing paused slightly. Everyone knew that the young city lord was targeting the young man from the Dragon Phoenix Empire. Father, mother, the young city lord has already spoken. He wants third sister to marry into the Lu residence. Wasn't this what you all wanted to see the most in the past? That's right, mother. Let's quickly agree. That fellow from the Dragon Phoenix Empire cannot be compared to the young city lord. In front of Xiaoyao City, the Dragon Phoenix Empire is nothing. Chapter 1397. 1397. The members of the 1397 Dragon Palace came to pick up the brothers and bring them home. The eldest sister and second brother of the Gilded Gold clan came to their parents and saw the angry young city lord. They walked over and whispered, Forget it! Forget it! The Gilded Gold clan leader waved his hand and looked at the young city lord. He bowed respectfully and said, Everything is up to the young city lord. The Gilded Gold clan had always been in the middle of the two forces, although he also wanted his daughter to marry Duan Jinming. But now that the young castellan had spoken, he could no longer resist. Moreover, it was a very good choice for his third daughter to marry into the Lu residence. As for the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, how could it be compared to Xiaoyao City? That's more like it. When the young castellan saw the gilded gold family agreeing, he raised his head slightly and stared at Wang Xian with disdain. Father, I don't agree. I don't want to marry into the Lu family. I don't want to be his concubine. I don't agree. When Gilded Voice heard her father's words, she panicked. She looked at her father anxiously and said loudly, "It's your fortune to be his concubine. You really treat yourself like a treasure. It seems that I have to teach you a good lesson in the future." Lu Xiaohua's face was extremely gloomy when he heard Gilded Voice saying loudly that she didn't want to marry him. Today, because of the incident with Lu Jinyan, the Lu family had already lost face. In the future, he would definitely let Lu Jinyan know how powerful he was. "Father, Mother, I don't agree. I want to marry Brother Jinming. I don't agree." Tears flowed down from Lu Jinyan's eyes when he heard Lu Xiaohua's words. Lu Xiaohua's words were naturally heard by Lu Jinyan's patriarch and Madame Jinyan. They turned their faces to the side. "Yan, young Master Lu is also a good man. Don't cry. Be obedient. Parents will make the decision regarding marriage. This matter is settled." Lady Gilded Gold said with a cold face. "No, I don't agree either. Third miss belongs to me." Duan Jinming, who was standing at the side, also became anxious. He shouted loudly, "Humph, a lowly demonic beast race from Xiaoyao City. Do you really think that you've climbed onto a high branch? Do you dare to look down on us?" Lu Xiaohua stared at Duan Jinming with a ferocious expression and said coldly. Wang Xian stood at the side and frowned slightly. He shook his head slowly. He didn't expect the Gilded Gold family to be so cowardly. "Gilded Gold Yen, if I let you go with Jinming, would you be willing?" Wang Xian looked at Gilded Gold Yen and asked expressionlessly. Young master from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, we have already decided on the matter of Yen. I hope that you won't disturb us." Since the young city lord had already made the decision, they naturally wouldn't waver. "I'm willing. I don't want to marry him. I want to be with Brother Jinming." Jin Jinyan looked at his parents and siblings with an embarrassed expression and said resolutely, "That's simple then. Jinming, bring them and let's go." Wang Xian waved his hand and greeted Duan Jinming. Duan Jinming was slightly taken aback. Following that, he gritted his teeth and appeared beside Jin Jinyan in an instant. "Third lady, come with me. I won't let you marry someone else." He stared into Jin Jinyan's eyes and said firmly, "Okay." Jin Jinyan nodded his head heavily. Everyone around was dumbfounded. What the hell was going on all of a sudden? Snatching the marriage? This was in broad daylight. "Let's go," Wang Xian said to Duan Jinming indifferently. What are you guys trying to do?" The leader of the Gilded Gold tribe was dumbfounded. When he saw Duan Jinming leaving with his daughter, his expression changed drastically as he shouted loudly, "Stop! Stop right there!" The Lu residents, the young master of the city, and everyone else were stunned. They shouted loudly with an embarrassed expression. "Rest assured, the Gilded Gold family. I will get Jinming to bring your daughter to visit occasionally. I will give you the gifts." Wang Xian waved his hand indifferently and said with a smile on his face. The faces of the Gilded Gold family members turned black. The words of a matchmaker ordered by their parents. It seemed that after they had said so much, their daughter was still going to marry Duan Jinming. What kind of matchmaker's words were those of his parents? Others would just take him away. Most importantly, his daughter was still following them. What the fuck? Stop them! The young castellan shouted at the people around him with a livid expression. "Stop right there! Gilded Gold family, aren't you going to stop them?" The people from the Lu residence walked to the front of Wang Xian and the rest with gloomy expressions. They looked at the gilded gold family who was standing there in a daze and shouted sternly. "Let go of my daughter! Yin, stop right there." The chief and madam of the gilded gold family were also flustered as they walked over and shouted loudly. "Get out of my way!" Wang Xian's face turned cold when he saw the people from the Lu residence and the gilded gold family who were blocking his way. "Dragon and Phoenix Empire, don't go too far. Now, the gilded gold family has agreed to marry me. She is now my fiancée. Don't even think about taking her away." Lu Xiaohua stared at Wang Xian with a ferocious expression. His fiancée had been taken away by another man. How would he be able to survive in Xiaoyao City in the future? "I'm not your fiancé. I'm leaving with Brother Jin Ming willingly." Gilded Gold glared at Lu Xiaohua angrily as he shouted. "Let's go. Whoever dares to stop us, will take action immediately." Wang Xian scanned his surroundings and revealed a faint smile. Clang! After he finished speaking, Ao Jian and the golden swordfish behind him pulled out the sharp swords in their hands. A terrifying aura rushed towards their surroundings. Ring ring. Following that, a special sound was heard. The Bamboo Mountain sect, who was standing beside Wang Xian, took out a bamboo sword and stared at the surroundings coldly. Wang Xian looked over and saw the middle-aged man in a wide robe smiling at him. What the fuck? A marriage proposal actually caused such a ruckus. That young man from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is really overbearing. He even got someone to take away the third young miss of the Gilded Gold family. Hee, this is interesting. The young city lord and the Lu family were able to make the Gilded Gold family marry their daughter over, but the third young miss of the Gilded Gold family didn't agree. She directly left with someone else. This isn't considered kidnapping, right? Hiss, what a powerful aura. Among the group of people from the Dragon Phoenix Empire and the Bamboo Mountain sect, there are 3 or 4 insightful Void Tier 3 experts. The surrounding people really can't stop them. The most important thing is that they didn't violate the rules of Xiaoyao City. When the surrounding people saw this scene, they were discussing in astonishment. You guys? When the Lu residents and the Gilded Gold family saw Wang Xian and the rest taking out their weapons, they looked extremely embarrassed. With their strength, there was no way they could stop them. Dragon Phoenix Empire, I'm warning you once again. This is not a place where you can be impudent. The young city lord stood at the back. His eyes were filled with intense killing intent as he growled in a low voice. Who do you think you are? Let's go. I'll see who dares to stop us. Wang Xian walked forward without even turning his head. Chapter 1398. 1398. The 1398 members of the Dragon Palace came to pick up the brothers and bring them home. Who do you think you are? Let's go. I want to see who dares to stop us. When Wang Xian's voice rang out, the entire area was silence. Everyone held their weapons in their hands and walked straight into the distance. The people from the Lu family and the Gilded Gold family felt the cold aura and did not dare to go forward to stop them. Among the people present, the strongest one was only at level 3 of the see-through void tier. With such strength, it was impossible to stop him. Furthermore, it was forbidden to use force in Xiaoyao City. However, everyone was extremely shocked by Wang Xian's words. Hiss, who do you think the young city lord is? This young man from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is so arrogant. He's more than arrogant. I heard that he didn't give the young city lord any face during the king's auction. Now, he's even saying who the young city lord is. He's extremely arrogant. After being humiliated like this, the young castellan will definitely not let that young man off. Unless the castellan makes a move, no one within a radius of 100,000 kilometers is a match for the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. Not to mention the addition of the Bamboo Mountain sect. Everyone around was shocked as they watched Wang Xian lead a group of people to take away the third young miss of the Gilded Gold family. All of them were discussing with their eyes wide open. Who do I think I am? Good. The young castellan's face was extremely ferocious when he heard Wang Xian's words. His body was trembling slightly as he said, "If I don't destroy your dragon and phoenix empire, my carefree army will not be able to live up to my expectations." As he spoke, his face turned ferocious as he stared at the backs of Wang Xian and the rest. But at this moment, a resplendent token appeared in front of him. The token was completely black, and 2 carefree characters were written on it. Carefree token. It's the carefree token. When everyone saw the carefree token on the chest of the young city lord, their faces were filled with shock. Everyone from the Lu residence and the Gilded Gold clan all bowed towards the token. Carefree city, carefree token. This token was like an imperial edict. The carefree token was given by the city lord to his core subordinates. In the entire carefree city, only 4 people possessed it. One was the subordinate of the city lord of Carefree City who had followed him for more than 100 years. The current head of Carefree City, Xiao Qianhong. The other was the Yao family patriarch of the Pill Medicine District. The other 2 were in the hands of the wife of the city lord of Carefree City and the young city lord respectively. The Carefree token could only be used once. It could mobilize all the forces and families of Carefree City. Once the carefree token was used, no one dared to disobey. A few decades ago, when the Yao family was in danger, they used the carefree token once. Now, the Yao family was one of the top 4 clans in Carefree City. As for the other 3 carefree tokens, they had yet to be used. This carefree token was a gift from the city lord to the young city lord on his 18th birthday. 30 years had passed, and this was the first time it appeared in front of everyone's eyes. Pa! The young city lord grabbed the carefree token on his chest, and his face was filled with endless frost. Gather all the forces of the Carefree City. I want to kill that group of families from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. The young city lord's cold voice came out of his mouth and entered everyone's ears. What? The young city lord actually wants to kill that group of people from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. It seems that the young city lord is really angry. He actually asked him to use the carefree token. This carefree token can only be used once. Those people from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty are going to be finished. Once the carefree token is used, all the families and aristocratic families in the entire Carefree City can be mobilized. Everyone took a deep breath, their eyes shining. Kill that arrogant guy. Kill everyone from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Lu Xiaohua's face was slightly malevolent as he roared loudly. I want to kill that fellow with my own hands. The young city lord's entire body was filled with a terrifying killing intent as he raised the carefree token in his hand. Pass down my order, all experts and aristocratic families of Xiaoyao City, come to the weapons district. The carefree token is out. All experts and aristocratic families of Xiaoyao City, come to the weapons district. An expert from the Lu residence shouted and immediately informed all the experts of the aristocratic families of the Carefree City. The Carefree City was the most neutral city. The Carefree City Lord could be said to be the king of the Carefree City. All the aristocratic families and families had to obey the orders of the Carefree City Lords. The Carefree token represented the Carefree City. Once the token was out, no one dared to disobey. In an instant, the entire Carefree City moved. Carefree token, what's going on? The young city lord actually used the Carefree token. All the experts from the aristocratic families have gathered at the weapon area. Oh my god, the young city lord actually took out the Carefree token. What is the young city lord trying to do? I heard that the people from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire insulted the young city lord. In a fit of rage, the young city lord took out the Carefree token and wanted to exterminate those people from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. They are courting death. They actually dared to provoke the young city lord. I think that the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is tired of living. That Dragon and Phoenix Empire has just risen. They are like a newborn calf that is not afraid of tigers. Now they are going to be finished. The news of the young city lord using the Carefree token immediately spread throughout the entire Carefree City. All the experts from the aristocratic families in the carefree city started to move and head towards the weapons district. Xiaoyao City's strength was not weaker than the dynasty. Even if the city lord was not included, it was still an extremely terrifying force. In the entire city, there were 5 insightful Void Tier 4 experts, and more than 10 insightful Void Tier 3 experts. As for the rest of the insightful Void Tier experts, there were 50 to 60 of them. This was definitely an extremely terrifying force. The Dragon Phoenix dynasty has offended the young city lord. Let's go and take a look. Alright. It's best if the Dragon Phoenix dynasty can be destroyed. In Xiaoyao City, some experts from other dynasties and sects smiled when they heard the news. They were extremely fearful of the Dragon Phoenix dynasty that had risen after destroying 4 dynasties. Now that the other party had provoked the young city lord, it would be even better if they could be destroyed. Very quickly, experts from other dynasties also rushed over to watch the show. This group of people added up to 50 to 60 insightful Emptiness Realm experts. Master, the young city lord has used the Carefree Order. However, at this moment, at the back of the Carefree City, on a 10,000-meter high peak. Halfway up the peak, there was a cave. The inside of the cave was extremely luxurious, covering an area of 2 to 3 kilometers. In a luxuriously decorated room, an old man respectfully walked to the side of a middle-aged man and reported. The middle-aged man wore black and white clothes, and the word carefree was written on his chest. He stared at the chessboard in front of him. The middle-aged man was the mayor of Xiaoyao City. Hearing the old servant's report, the mayor of Xiaoyao City slightly raised his eyebrows. Soldiers used the carefree token. What's the matter? Master, a few people from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty provoked the young master. The young master took out the Carefree Order out of anger. The old man immediately said, "This matter is not the young master's fault." As the old man spoke, he told him about the 2 incidents between the young mayor and the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Oh, has our Xiaoyao City been neutral for a long time? A random dynasty won't give face to our Xiaoyao mountain sun? Suddenly, the middle-aged man slowly stood up and said coldly, Chapter 1399. 1399 The members of the 1399 Dragon Palace came to pick up the brothers and bring them home. City Lord, what happened? Do you want me to go there too? 2 figures flew out of the cave in the middle of the 10,000-meter high peak. At this moment, a voice suddenly sounded. The city lord of Xiaoyao City immediately stopped and looked toward the huge waterfall. It's a small matter. You don't need to do anything. If you're bored, you can go and take a look. He said indifferently towards the waterfall. Alright, I've been here for a few years now. Let's go out and breathe some air. Pop! A shadow flew out from the center of the waterfall and disappeared. The mayor of Xiaoyao City smiled and moved towards the weapons district. However, at this moment, the entire Xiaoyao City started to move. Luxurious carriages and powerful experts riding on powerful fierce beasts drove toward the weapons area. Hurry up! The order of Xiaoyao City has been given. Next, we have to obey the orders of the young mayor and destroy those guys from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Ha! How dare you be so arrogant in our Xiaoyao City? You are courting death. That's right. Our Xiaoyao City is a neutral city. Although it's neutral, it doesn't mean that we're easy to bully. A brat from a dynasty dares to provoke our young city lord. It seems like he thinks that Xiaoyao City is easy to bully. Ha! On the road, the families and experts were all laughing. As the most powerful city within a 100,000-kilometer radius, as a city that would have dozens of top-tier factions come every 5 years, when all of them moved, the power they unleashed would definitely be far beyond the imagination of ordinary people. It was possible that the owner of a shop was an expert at the insightful Void Tier. So many insightful Void Tier experts. There are simply too many. In just a few dozen seconds, we saw over a dozen insightful Void Tier experts go over. Xiaoyao City was established by the mayor of Xiaoyao City. It is the safest city within a 100,000-kilometer radius. At the same time, it is also the most prosperous city. In just 100 years, a large number of insightful void tier experts have been born in Xiaoyao City. All the experts who live here have to listen to the orders of Xiaoyao City. This is the rule. When the Xiaoyao order is taken out, all the experts in Xiaoyao City must be present. Some of the experts from the dynasties and sects looked at the experts in Xiaoyao City in shock and followed behind them in a low-key manner. Not good, Dragon King. Something has happened. The young city lord has taken out the carefree token to deal with us. At this moment, in the manor where Wang Xian and the rest were temporarily staying, more than 2,000 members of the Firehammer tribe were packing up their belongings. The Firehammer tribe leader walked to the hall hurriedly and ran over with a face full of panic. Carefree order? What's going on? Wang Xian was sitting in the main hall. When he heard the report from the chief of the Firehammer tribe, he asked him. Once the carefree order is issued, it can order all the forces and powerhouses in the entire Xiaoyao city. The young master of the city will take out the carefree order to kill you, Dragon King. The chief of the Firehammer tribe said with an embarrassed expression. Order all the forces and powerhouses in Xiaoyao City to come and kill me. Wang Xian narrowed his eyes slightly and revealed a smile. Yes, Dragon King. There are already powerhouses gathered around our manor. Boom, boom. Be careful, be careful. Just as the Firehammer chief finished his sentence, there were loud noises coming from the surroundings. Ao Jian and a few golden swordfish had a slight change in expression. The long swords in their hands were aimed at the sky to block the attack. This is bad. They actually attacked directly. The Firehammer tribe leader's expression changed drastically. He raised his head and looked at his surroundings. Let's go. Let's go out. Wang Xian frowned slightly. His eyes revealed a hint of coldness. Boom, boom, boom. Just as they walked out of the house, the energy that supported the house dispersed. The entire house collapsed immediately. In the surroundings, the entire huge manor and all the buildings collapsed. Not good, Jin Ming. It's all my fault. It's all because of me that the young city lord. Third miss, you don't have to worry. With our Dragon King here, you don't have to worry. Don't worry. As she spoke with a pale face, Duan Jinming quickly comforted her. All the experts in Xiaoyao City are here. It's over, it's over. They want to kill the Dragon King. Let's fight it out with them. That's right, let's die. Rather than live in vain, it's better to die in glory. These few days, we have enjoyed unprecedented respect. It's the Dragon King who makes us proud. If they dare to attack, we'll fight it out with them. As soon as they walked out of the room, the angry voices of the Firehammer clan came from around them. Even though their faces were extremely pale, they were still clenching their fists tightly. Wang Xian swept his gaze across them. A satisfied look appeared in his eyes. When he looked ahead, his gaze froze slightly. In the sky, 7 to 8 experts at the profound void tier were staring at the entire manor with cold eyes. On the street in front, hundreds of figures were walking towards them. The leader was the young city lord of Xiaoyao City. He held a long sword in his hand, and the Xiaoyao token floated above his head. The 4 top families of Xiaoyao City followed behind him, and a group of youths followed on his left and right. In all directions, the manor within a 1-kilometer radius was completely surrounded. Behind the young city lord of Xiaoyao City, there were some experts from other dynasties and forces watching curiously. Basically, all the voidwalkers in the entire Xiaoyao City were gathered around. With a glance, there were at least 100 of them. Pa pa pa. The sound of footsteps could be heard. The young city lord walked to the front of the messy manor with a cold expression. He swept his cold gaze across everyone who was in the ruins. His gaze landed on Wang Xian and was filled with killing intent. Young Castellan, I don't know what kind of rules we have broken in Xiaoyao City. Please bring your men to attack us. The Fire Hammer tribe leader felt the cold atmosphere around him. He quickly cupped his hands and said loudly, "The order of Xiaoyao has been issued. There is no reason nor need for any reason." However, before the young castellan could speak, a voice filled with authority came from the sky. Everyone present was slightly shocked as they all looked towards the sky. "That is... Hiss, the city lord has actually come. I didn't expect the city lord to come personally. My God, he has actually alarmed the city lord. Once the carefree order is issued, the city lord will personally make a move. This is the rule that the city lord set when he issued the carefree order." Everyone's faces were filled with shock. "Father! City lord!" The young city lord bowed, and all the families and experts of the carefree city hurriedly bowed as well. Even the experts from the other dynasties looked at the expert in the sky with respect. This person was the strongest existence within a 100,000-kilometer radius. "Soldier, the carefree order has been issued. Next, you will be the judge. All the families and experts in the carefree city, including me, will be led by you. Begin, the judge." Chapter 1400. 1400. The 1,400 members of the Dragon Palace came to pick up the brothers and bring them home. Begin the trial. When these 4 words rang out in the sky, everyone's hearts shook. After the carefree order was issued, all the people, including the city lord, had to be led by the token holder. All the experts and families of the carefree city looked at the young city lord who was standing at the front. "Young city lord, who do you want to kill? Just say the word and we will kill them." An insightful void martial artist shouted in a fawning manner. "Cut them into 8 pieces or be executed by cutting them into pieces. Young city lord, just a word from you can provoke the people of our Xiaoyao city and make them beg for death." That's right. No one in this 100,000 kilometers radius has the ability to be so arrogant in our Xiaoyao city. The voices of the experts rang out one after another. Their eyes swept across Wang Xian and the rest who were surrounded. A hint of coldness appeared on their faces. 59 insightful Void Realm experts. Is this the entire strength of Xiaoyao City? It's really terrifying. This strength is not weaker than the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, right? Moreover, this is not even including the mayor of Xiaoyao City. The experts from the various dynasties and sects looked around in shock, their hearts filled with astonishment. Whoosh! At this moment, the young city lord slowly raised the arm in his hand. After hearing his father's words, he started to curry favor with the families of the nearby carefree city. He slowly raised his hand. When he raised his arm, everyone shut their mouths and fell silent. Everyone looked at the young city lord. "That fellow from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, who did you say I am? Have you thought about what's happening now? Do you think that your Dragon and Phoenix Empire can look down on everything just because you destroyed 4 empires?" The young castellan had a sinister smile on his face as he stared coldly at Wang Xian. "Your Dragon and Phoenix Empire is extremely carefree in our Xiaoyao city. You think that you are powerful and want to threaten the Lu residents to destroy them. This is the first offense. You ordered your subordinates to forcefully take away the 3rd young lady of the Gilded Gold family in our Xiaoyao city. This is the 2nd crime. Provoking me is the 3rd crime. You will die for betraying me." An extremely powerful voice came out of the young city lord's mouth once again. He stared coldly at Wang Xian and judged him. "The 3 crimes were to sentence you to death. How dare you? If you dare to kill our king, we will fight you to the death." Duan Jinming's expression changed drastically. His body shook and he took 2 steps forward. A terrifying aura spread out in all directions. "We will not accept this punishment." The Fire Hammer clan leader also stood beside Duan Jinming with a furious expression. Similarly, he unleashed all of his strength at the Profound Void tier. Their strength was at the 1st level of the Profound Void tier and the 2nd level of the Profound Void tier. However, because they cultivated the Divine Dragon transformation and activated the Divine Dragon bloodline, they could fight against opponents of a higher level. The aura that erupted from them caused everyone to be slightly shocked. What great strength! That fire hammer young man has the strength of the third level of the Void Interpretation Realm, but why does that fire hammer clan leader also have the strength of the Void Interpretation Realm? Didn't it say a few days ago that the fire hammer clan only has one at the first level of the Void Interpretation Realm? Why is it now a third level of the Void Interpretation Realm and a second level of the Void Interpretation Realm? Oh my god, this previously lowly fire hammer clan actually has such terrifying strength. When the two people's strength completely erupted, the surrounding people revealed shocked expressions. They stared at Duan Jinming and the fire hammer clan leader with their mouths agape, and their eyes slightly widened. How could this lowly clan be so strong? The young city lord saw the aura that Duan Jinming and the fire hammer clan leader had released. He slightly raised his eyebrows and a trace of surprise flashed in his eyes. Hehe, do you think that your fire hammer clan can escape today? The young city lord coldly swept his gaze over the fire hammer clan. The members of the fire hammer clan stared at the young city lord with furious faces. Now, I will give your fire hammer clan a chance to live. Either you become the lowly slave race of Xiaoyao City, or you will die together with that fellow from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. You have two choices. You can choose, hehe. The young city lord declared to the fire hammer clan with a cold smile on his face. You can either become a slave or die. As soon as he finished speaking, all the members of the fire hammer clan revealed furious expressions on their faces. Don't even think about making us slaves. Even if we die, our fire hammer clan will fight you to the death. That's right, if you want us to be slaves, scram. What the fuck is so great about the young city lord? The members of the fire hammer clan shouted out sternly. A bunch of lowly races, shut up. In the surroundings, many insightful Void Realm experts heard the cursing of the members of the fire hammer clan. With a loud shout, the auras of insightful Void Realm experts directly covered them. Despicable clan. Since you have chosen to die, I shall grant you your death. The young city lord stared at everyone around Wang Xian with a cold expression. Whoever stands with the Dragon and Phoenix Empire will die today. As he spoke, his gaze landed on the people from the Bamboo Mountain sect. The people from the Bamboo Mountain sect stood unmoving. They stood behind Wang Xian with a cold smile on their faces. Get ready. The young castellan's body slowly revealed a murderous aura as he growled. Obey the orders of the young castellan. The families and experts from Xiaoyao City responded loudly. Wait. At this moment, a faint voice came from the sky. The voice of the castellan? What's going on? The sudden stop of the castellan caused everyone to be slightly stunned. They looked at the sky in astonishment. Father! The young city lord also looked at his father in astonishment. He didn't understand why his father suddenly spoke. Since I issued the carefree token, I've only issued a total of 4 pieces. The value of each piece is enough for me to make a move once. The city lord looked at the carefree token above his son's head and smiled. The use of the carefree token to kill some people is simply too wasteful. Father, what do you mean? The young city lord was stunned as he stared at his father in confusion. The people of the Dragon Phoenix dynasty are running rampant in our Xiaoyao city. If they don't put us in their eyes, then they will destroy the entire Dragon Phoenix dynasty. The city lord spoke in a shocking tone. The moment he finished speaking, everyone's faces were filled with shock. This was especially so for the surrounding dynasties and sections. Their eyes were wide open and filled with shock. They looked at the expressionless city lord in the sky and could not help but swallow a mouthful of saliva. This was a powerhouse. Since the carefree order had been issued, it would be a waste to just kill a few people from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Since it was a waste, then they would destroy the entire Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Domineering. This was the domineering aura of the city lord of Carefree City. the domineering aura of a clan powerhouse within a radius of 100,000 kilometers. Destroying a dynasty was so effortless. It was so high and mighty. Judgment, Dragon Phoenix Dynasty. Death sentence. Chapter 1401. 1401 1,401 members of the Dragon Palace came to pick up the brothers and bring them home. What? Father, destroy the Dragon Phoenix Dynasty? Everyone was stunned, including the young city lords. Destroying an entire dynasty? His father was too domineering. Although our Xiaoyao city has always been neutral, we can't offend just any faction. In the past 100 years, our Xiaoyao city has never interfered with the matters of any dynasty or sect. We also adhere to this principle. However, not taking action does not mean that we are easy to bully. Since the Xiaoyao order has been issued, let's destroy the Dragon Phoenix Dynasty. The city lord of Xiaoyao City said with a calm expression. It was as if destroying an incomparably powerful Dragon Phoenix Dynasty was as easy as killing an ant. Damn, the city lord of Xiaoyao City is simply too domineering. He opened his mouth and wanted to destroy the Dragon Phoenix Dynasty. This is a true overlord. Destroying the Dragon Phoenix Dynasty is such an understatement. Powerful, as expected of the city lord of Xiaoyao City. He is a peerless expert within a 100,000-kilometer radius. The Dragon Phoenix Dynasty is the strongest dynasty within a 100,000-kilometer radius. I didn't expect the city lord of Xiaoyao City to destroy it so easily. Everyone looked at the city lord of Xiaoyao City with admiration and respect, their eyes shining. If the Dragon Phoenix Dynasty is destroyed, the eyes of some of the dynasty's experts and even the dynasty's kings were shining. Lord City Lord of Xiaoyao City, the Dragon Phoenix Dynasty has offended the young city lord. Our Jinliang Dynasty is willing to lead troops for Xiaoyao City. Just take it as avenging the son-in-law of the young city lord. I also hope that my daughter and the young city lord will be happy in the future. At this moment, not far from the young city lord, a middle-aged man suddenly bowed and said loudly with a smile on his face. Beside the middle-aged man was a woman. That woman was the princess who had been following the young city lord for the past few days. And the middle-aged man was the king of the Jinliang dynasty. He good. Hearing the words of the king of the Jinliang dynasty, the Xiaoyao city lord revealed a smile on his face and nodded slowly. Leading troops to destroy the Dragon Phoenix Dynasty together with Xiaoyao City was a great thing. Xiaoyao City was neutral and did not establish a state. The destroyed city of the Dragon Phoenix Dynasty naturally became ownerless. If the Jinliang Dynasty followed Xiaoyao City, the city of the Dragon Phoenix Dynasty would naturally belong to Xiaoyao City. Thank you, father-in-law. The young city lord said to the Jinliang Dynasty's king with a smile. Hi, no need. Family. King Jinliang laughed happily. Xiaoyao City Lord, our Nine Heavens Dynasty is willing to fight for Xiaoyao City and destroy the ungrateful Dragon Phoenix Dynasty. Xiaoyao City Lord, our Black Phoenix Dynasty is willing to fight for Xiaoyao City and destroy the Dragon Phoenix Dynasty. Our Ice Map Empire is also willing to fight for Xiaoyao City and destroy the Dragon Phoenix Empire. Xiaoyao City Lord, there's no need for your Xiaoyao City to make a move. If our empires join forces, we can destroy the Dragon Phoenix Empire. Seeing the Jinliang Empire make a move, the eyes of all the empires lit up as they said loudly. The Dragon Phoenix Empire was the most powerful empire within 100,000 kilometers. They had just destroyed 4 empires, and they could be said to be extremely rich. From the king's auction this time, it could be seen that they would spend trillions of middle-grade spirit stones without even blinking. Now that Xiaoyao City wanted to destroy the Dragon Phoenix Dynasty, the Dragon Phoenix Dynasty would naturally die. If they could use this opportunity to obtain a few cities, it would be a huge profit. Building a city would at least cost trillions of middle-grade spirit stones. Seeing that the Jinliang dynasty had joined in, they naturally wanted a share. In an instant, 8 to 9 dynasties wanted a share. These bastards, each one more shrewd than the last. King Jinliang's face turned dark as he coldly swept his gaze across the dynasties that had spoken. He was extremely furious. Good. Then our Xiaoyao city will continue to transcend the mortal world. I will send a few people. This time, the Jinliang dynasty will be the main force. The Xiaoyao city lord laughed heartily and nodded his head in satisfaction. Yes. The experts from the various dynasties looked at each other and revealed a smile. King Jinliang's expression became slightly better. Is this the city lord's prestige? The powerful Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Xiaoyao city might not even need to make a move to have a bunch of dynasties agree and be sentenced to death. The city lord merely said that he wanted to destroy the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. Without the need for Xiaoyao city to make a move, a bunch of empires are already willing to step out and destroy it. How terrifying! Exclamations came from the surroundings. Regardless of whether it was the people from the outside or the people in Xiaoyao city, all of them were filled with shock. This was the city lord of Xiaoyao city, a peerless expert. Everything will be according to father's decision. The young mayor also laughed out loud with excitement. He slowly narrowed his eyes and looked at Wang Xian and the rest. If that's the case, then everyone from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire shall die. That despicable race of the Fire Hammer clan shall be exterminated. After killing them, the entire Dragon and Phoenix Empire shall be exterminated. This is the final judgment. The young mayor slowly took a few steps forward and growled in a low voice. Get ready, leave no one alive. Exterminate this lowly race, the Fire Hammer clan. One after another, weapons appeared in the hands of the insightful Emptiness Realm experts. 1. Nearly 60 insightful Emptiness Realm experts from the Carefree City directly flew into the sky, emitting a terrifying killing intent. It's over, this girl, Vane. At the position of the Gilded Gold clan, Lady Gilded Gold's body was trembling as she looked at her stubborn daughter, covering her face as she cried. Mother, don't be sad. It's all Third Sister's fault for being obsessed. If it wasn't for her, this wouldn't have happened. That's right. In the future, our Gilded Gold family will have a hard time in Xiaoyao City. It's all Third Sister's fault. Seriously. On the side, Gilded Gold's eldest sister and second brother comforted their mother. They glared angrily at Gilded Gold's pale face in the center. Brother Jin Ming, it's all my fault. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. In the middle, Jin Yan's face was pale. Tears were streaming down his face as he grabbed his clothes and whispered. Let's fight it out with them. That's right. Let's fight it out with them. None of us from the Fire Hammer clan are afraid of death. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. More than 2,000 members of the Fire Hammer clan saw nearly 60 terrifying powerhouses staring at them with murderous intent. Their bodies trembled as they surrounded Wang Xian and the rest in the center and shouted loudly. Hee. Wang Xian looked around when he saw this scene. His eyes were filled with satisfaction and endless coldness. Dragon King, the members of the Dragon Palace are here. At this moment, a strange voice came from the side. Perfect. Since we are here, let's begin the trial. Wang Xian stood there and stared coldly at the mayor of Xiaoyao City who was in the sky. What a despicable race. They sure have guts. Kill them all. The young mayor stood in the middle and raised his head slightly. His face was filled with disdain and contempt as he looked at everyone from the Fire Hammer clan. Each and every one of them was at the 4th or 5th level of transcendence. In his eyes, they were like trash. How dare they resist? They didn't even know death. Yes, kill those lowlifes from the Fire Hammer clan, and then kill those people from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty who are looking for death. The 4th rank of the Profound Void Realm expert from the Lu clan shouted. Members of the Dragon Palace, come and take our brothers home. Take our brothers home. However, at this moment, a cold voice suddenly sounded. Chapter 1402. 1402. The 1402 trial began. When the cold voice of the Lu clan's fourth-rank profound void martial stage filled with killing intent sounded. All the human clansmen of the Firehammer clan gritted their teeth, ready to die. A clear and cold voice sounded directly. Members of the Dragon Palace, come and bring our brothers home. The clear and cold voice covered the entire scene, causing the nearly 60 profound void martial stage experts who were about to make a move to be slightly stunned. The faces of everyone in the surroundings also revealed a stunned expression. The city lord of Xiaoyao City, who was floating in the sky, was slightly stunned, and his gaze swept to the position behind him. But very quickly, his pupils slightly contracted, carrying a trace of surprise and strangeness, and he frowned as he sensed the strength of this group of creatures. My God, what kind of creatures are those? So huge, they are actually over 30 meters in size. Oh my God, this is the biggest creature I've ever seen. What kind of demonic beast race is this? Soon, sounds of exclamations suddenly came from behind. These exclamations once again caused everyone to be slightly stunned. Some of the people around looked behind them. When they turned their heads to look, their eyes widened violently, and their faces revealed a shocked expression. 9 extremely huge creatures occupied the path behind them. Each creature was 30 meters long. The thick and heavy scales on their bodies were lifelike under the sunlight. Their heads were filled with dignity. Even if they didn't exude any aura, the pressure from their main bodies made people's breathing slow. Look at the position behind us. There are demon monkeys, lightning creatures, and demon beasts with bows and arrows. Which force is this? Why do I feel that these 1,000+ creatures are so terrifying? Which faction are they from? Bring our brothers home? Bring who home? What's going on? When they saw the entire troop of 1,000+ creatures, they were all discussing in shock. Even the experts and families of Xiaoyao City who were surrounding Wang Xian and the Firehammer clan were frowning as they looked over. Excuse me. Ao Chiyan and Muzasan, who were walking at the front, spoke in a deep voice. They saw that the front was completely blocked and spoke in a deep voice. Who are you people? Which faction are you from? The young castellan looked at the powerful demonic beast faction that had suddenly appeared and frowned slightly. Ao Chiyan and Muzasan glanced at them coldly. The experts and families of the Gilded Gold clan looked at them in astonishment and quickly made way for them. More than 1,000 members of the Dragon Palace walked toward the destroyed manor under their astonished gazes. Dragon King. A group of disciples of the Dragon Palace walked to the front of Wang Xian and shouted respectfully. There were more than 1,000 members of the Dragon Palace. Among them, half of the insightful Emptiness Realm experts had come. 300. Dragon King, you asked us to come and bring our brothers home. Is it them? Ao Chitian bowed respectfully. Even though he had shrunk, he was still 5 meters in size. He squeezed out a smile and looked at the members of the Firehammer clan around him. That's right. They will be your brothers and new members of the Dragon Palace in the future. Wang Xian smiled when he saw Ao Chiqian and the rest arrive. Dragon King, it seems like someone is trying to kill our brothers. Mao Zedong said calmly from the side. He turned around slowly and swept his gaze across everyone around him. Roar! Roar! Suddenly, 9 terrifying howls were heard from the mouths of the 9 flood dragons. The sudden howls of the flood dragons soared into the sky in an instant. Everyone in Xiaoyao City could hear it clearly. 9 flood dragons flew up and hovered above the heads of Wang Xian and the rest. Waves of terrifying aura were emitted. Ha! We are here to bring our brothers home. Now, someone wants to kill our brothers. Brothers of the Dragon Palace, what should we do if someone dares to kill our brothers? Ao Chiyan laughed out loud. His entire figure turned violent in an instant. his figure instantly increased to 10 meters in size, and his berserk roar resounded throughout the sky. At this moment, all the experts of the nearby Xiaoyao city were stunned. However, what shocked them even more was what was happening below. "You dare to offend my brothers of the Dragon Palace? Kill! Kill! Kill!" Roars and cold killing intent shot into the sky. The wind and clouds changed color, and the sky dimmed. A terrifying and unparalleled aura rushed toward the surroundings. Walala. What the fuck? How is this possible? When the killing intent of all the members of the Dragon Palace soared into the sky. Even the weakest of the 300 insightful void martial artists was comparable to a level 2 insightful void martial artist. At the moment when the terrifying aura completely rose up, the impact directly rushed into the surroundings. The collapsed buildings and rocks were sent flying backward. The tens of thousands of people surrounding them kept retreating backward. Some of them who were below Transcendent level 8 or 9 had even fainted. Even the insightful void martial artists who were floating in the sky were sent flying backward for dozens of meters. In an instant, the entire encirclement expanded a lot. Wang Xian's figure slowly flew into the sky. Below him, the members of the Fire Hammer clan were standing there. At the periphery, more than 1,000 members of the Dragon Palace were standing in front of them. 300 insightful Emptiness Realm experts were looking down on everyone around them. Hiss! In an instant, everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. Their eyes were wide open as they looked at the scene in front of them in disbelief. 300 profound void martial experts stood together, emitting a terrifying aura. What kind of scene was this? Many people had never seen so many experts in their entire lives. Moreover, many people had thought that the cards of the nearly 60 profound void martial experts who had directly come out of Xiaoyao City were already invincible. However, compared to what was before their eyes, they were simply on a completely different level. Everyone felt their breaths become sluggish. The insightful void martial artists surrounding Xiaoyao City had traces of fear on their faces. That's right, it was fear. The aura of these 300 insightful void martial artists was too terrifying. In particular, this group of insightful void martial artists were all very powerful. Gulu, what force is this? They all widened their eyes, and their expressions changed drastically. They are our brothers? Our brothers from the Dragon Palace are taking us home? However, at this moment, the most shocked people were all the human clansmen of the Fire Hammer clan. They stared blankly at the experts protecting them in front of them. Each of them emitted an imposing manner that they looked up to. Especially these 300 terrifying existences. They actually called them brothers. What did they do? The Fire Hammer clan's most glorious time was in the last few days, and this was also because of the Dragon King. But now, they actually had a group of terrifying brothers. Our brothers! The Fire Hammer clan's hearts trembled, and they couldn't help but mutter to themselves. And they had to kill the enemy for them. It was like a dream. Chapter 1403. 1403. The trial of 1403 was about to begin. Gulp. In the weapons district of Xiaoyao City, everyone couldn't help but swallow a mouthful of salivats. All the aristocratic families and experts in Xiaoyao City stared at these 300 insightful Emptiness Realm experts with wide eyes. Especially the members of the Gilded Gold family. The eldest sister and second brother of the Gilded Gold family stared blankly at the powerful experts, their bodies trembling. These people were actually the brothers of the Fire Hammer clan. The future of the Fire Hammer clan was simply unimaginable. What faction are you from? At this moment, the young city lord had the ugliest expression. He had just finished his trial and decided to execute everyone from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty and the Fire Hammer clan. In the end, such a terrifying group of insightful Emptiness Realm experts came. 300, a total of 300. Facing such a terrifying force, the entire Xiaoyao city was nothing. The force that killed you. Ao Qitian stared at the young city lord with a face full of rage and said coldly. His gaze swept over everyone in Xiaoyao city, and his expression revealed a ghastly expression. You. The young city lord's expression changed slightly, and everyone around him also revealed ugly expressions. If I'm not wrong, everyone here should be the force that destroyed the One Leaf Continent Empire and the Sky Island Empire. Is it the Dragon Palace? At this moment, the city lord of Xiaoyao City, who was floating in the sky, swept his gaze across all the members of the Dragon Palace. After sensing their strength, his gaze finally landed on Wang Xian. His expression became calm. Oh, you are quite well informed, Mayor Xiaoyao. Wang Xian looked at the mayor of Xiaoyao who was in the sky and revealed a smile. What? It's the One Leaf Continent Empire and the Sky Island Empire that they destroyed. No wonder. No wonder two such powerful empires were destroyed in such a short period of time. Is this the true strength of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire? It's too terrifying. Even the top dynasties around the Human Demon Graveyard are only SOSO. However, we still have the mayor of Xiaoyao City. We are not afraid of them, not afraid of them. Some people were shocked when they heard the mayor of Xiaoyao City's words. Then, they comforted themselves in a low voice. I've heard so much about you. I didn't expect to see such a powerful force in our area. The mayor of Xiaoyao City glanced at all the members of the Dragon Palace and said, in that case, let's call it a day. Call it a day. When the mayor of Xiaoyao City said this, everyone held their breaths and stared at Wang Xian. If they were to really fight, even if the mayor of Xiaoyao City was here, it would definitely be a huge battle. The opponent had too many insightful void martial artists. They were so many that they were ganging up on the mayor of Xiaoyao City. Even the mayor of Xiaoyao City had to be careful in dealing with them. That's it? Mayor of Xiaoyao City, where did all your arrogance go? Didn't you want to destroy the Dragon and Phoenix Empire? Wang Xian stared at the mayor of Xiaoyao City with a cold smile. Oh, what do you want? The mayor of Xiaoyao City looked at Wang Xian without any fluctuation on his face. I want to be like all of you. Wang Xian smiled. A trial? Interesting. Wang Xian glanced at the young Castellan and everyone around him. Young Castellan, if you want to kill me and extinguish the Firehammer clan, you will be sentenced to death. In the surrounding Xiaoyao City, all the clans and powerhouses who came to besiege us will die. Those 7 or 8 dynasty forces who wanted to destroy the Dragon and Phoenix Empire will be annihilated. This is also my final judgment on all of you. A cold voice resounded throughout the entire Xiaoyao City. His voice was filled with dominance. Since all of you want to judge us, fine, I will judge all of you now. What? Wang Xian's judgment made everyone around him look extremely embarrassed. Especially those 7 or 8 dynasties who had just said that they wanted to destroy the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. Each and every one of them had a look of fear on their faces. Their foreheads were filled with cold sweat and fear. The families and experts in Xiaoyao City were also looking at the mayor of Xiaoyao City in the sky with fear on their faces. The young mayor's face was even paler. He looked at his father with an extremely embarrassed expression. He would never have thought that things would turn out like this. Do you really think that our Xiaoyao City will be afraid of you? I will be afraid of you. At this moment, the mayor of Xiaoyao City, who was floating in the sky, still had a calm expression on his face. He stared at Wang Xian indifferently. Then, do you really think that I will be afraid of your Xiaoyao City? Wang Xian stared at the mayor of Xiaoyao City and asked in return. A terrifying atmosphere was gathering in their midst. Everyone around them was staring at him intently. At this moment, there was no room for others to speak. At this moment, the two of them decided the fate of everyone. Our Xiaoyao mountain covers an area of 100,000 kilometers. Xiaoyao City has stood tall for more than 100 years. Have we ever been afraid of anyone? I gave you a chance, but you didn't cherish it. Do you really think I'm afraid of you? The moment the Xiaoyao order is given, the order is as big as a mountain. The trial continues. The mayor of Xiaoyao City suddenly laughed maniacally, and his body emitted an incomparably terrifying aura. His entire body's clothes fluttered without the wind, and the two large words carefree on it seemed to come to life. The wind rose and the clouds surged. Incomparably tyrannical. Hiss, the city lord is so powerful and confident. Is this the demeanor of an expert? Even when facing 300 insightful emptiness realm experts, he still doesn't put them in his eyes. Some people saw the carefree city lord's confident expression, and their hearts were moved, and they had a trace of confidence. So what if we have 300 void interpretation? We have the city lord, the most powerful city lord. Are we afraid of them? Kill. The city lord is invincible. Even if the opponent has 300 void interpretation, we can still fight. A few void interpretation experts in Xiaoyao City roared, and their faces were filled with fighting spirit. Fight, fight, fight. The aristocratic families and experts in Xiaoyao City gritted their teeth and roared. At this point, there was no way out. Our Jinliang dynasty is willing to fight for the mayor of Xiaoyao City. We are also willing. Including our Nine Heavens dynasty. Fight. The few dynasties that said they wanted to destroy the Dragon Phoenix dynasty also gritted their teeth and echoed loudly. Now, they were on the same side as Xiaoyao City when they faced Wang Xian's might and the 300 insightful void stage powerhouses. Once Xiaoyao City was defeated, their dynasty would suffer revenge. With the terrifying strength of the 300 insightful emptiness realm experts, their dynasty would be easily destroyed. Now, there was only one way to fight with the mayor of Xiaoyao City. All right. Since your trial continues, my trial will continue as well. I want to see who will be the one to judge who. Wang Xian laughed out loud. The aura of all the members of the Dragon Palace began to gather around them. A great battle was about to break out. So what if there are 300 void interpretation experts? You guys are not qualified for me to make a move. Today, Xiaoyao City will be your graveyard. Those who offend our Xiaoyao City will be executed even if they are far away. The mayor of Xiaoyao City looked down and revealed an extremely arrogant expression. His words stunned everyone in Xiaoyao City. City Lord, leave it to me. Ever since I broke through, I haven't had a good fight. A loud laughter came from the sky, shaking everyone's minds. At the same time, the entire sky seemed to collapse. The sound of waves roaring came from the sky, and the entire sky turned azure blue. The terrifying aura was almost comparable to the forces of the Xiaoyao City Lord. It descended like divine might. Chapter 1404. 1404 Judgment 1404 began. With a loud laugh, a blue figure appeared. The entire sky was incomparably blue, as if a deep ocean had appeared out of thin air in the sky. When they felt that terrifying aura, everyone was stunned. They raised their heads and looked at the blue-clothed old man, their faces slightly dazed. This figure that had suddenly appeared, his strength seemed to be water steward. The young city lord was slightly stunned when he saw this figure and shouted in astonishment. Young city lord, hello. The blue figure laughed loudly and looked at the young city lord. He shouted with a smile on his face. Water steward. The young city lord's eyes were burning as he stared at the old man. He felt the terrifying aura and recalled what he had said just now. Ever since he broke through. In the past, the water steward was an expert at the 4th level of the profound void tier. If he broke through, he would naturally be at the 5th level of the profound void tier. Water steward, you have actually reached my father's realm. His eyes were filled with surprise and excitement as he muttered. Yes, young city lord, I broke through by a fluke. The old man smiled and stared down. A faint smile appeared on his face, and his voice was loud and clear as he shouted, I am the steward of Xiaoyao City. How dare you act so arrogantly in Xiaoyao City? There is no need for the city lord to take action. I will take care of you. As he spoke, terrifying waves gathered and rolled behind him. The water butler is the water butler from 5 years ago. I didn't expect him to break through. Oh my god, our Xiaoyao City actually has a top-tier insightful void tier 5 powerhouse hidden in it. Moreover, he is the butler of the city lord of Xiaoyao City. Huh, 2 profound void tier 5 experts, with the water butler and the Xiaoyao City lord around, we still need to be afraid of 300 profound void tier experts. There's no need for the city lord to make a move? The city lord is simply too domineering. Who would have thought that the water butler who disappeared 5 years ago would actually break through to the profound void tier 5? There are 2 profound void tier 5 experts, so what if there are 300 profound void tier experts? However, at this moment, the experts from the influential families of Xiaoyao City revealed excited expressions. They originally thought that it would be a peerless battle of life and death, but they didn't expect that a peerless expert that could rival the city lord would suddenly appear on their side. This battle, they were filled with confidence. 100% confidence. Even if the opponent had 300 profound void martial experts, what was there to be afraid of? Kill them all. I want everyone to know that even if 300 void interpretation experts dare to offend our Xiaoyao City, they will all die here. Not a single one can escape. Judgment. The city lord floated in the sky and looked down at everyone. An intense king's aura surged out from his body. Not a single one can be spared. So what if we have 300 void interpretation realms? We'll die in our Xiaoyao City today. Destroy them, destroy the Dragon Phoenix dynasty, and destroy that arrogant fellow. The experts of the 8 dynasties and the experts of the Xiaoyao City were filled with confidence as they unsheathed their weapons one by one. The uneasiness and fear from before had completely disappeared. So what if he had 300 void interpretation? Good. 2 5th-level void interpretation. This way, things will be interesting. At this moment, Wang Xian, who was standing below, looked at the smiling old man in blue. Looking at the confident and arrogant city lord of Xiaoyao City, he also laughed out loud. Today, destroy Xiaoyao City. He roared, do it? All the members of the Dragon Palace started to move. You're courting death. The blue-clothed elder who was floating in the sky had a mocking look in his eyes. He had sensed all the 300 insightful void martial artists below just now. Most of them were at the 2nd level of the insightful void martial artist realm, and there was only one at the 4th level of the insightful void martial artist realm. If he wanted to kill them with the strength of the 5th level of the insightful void martial artist realm, he could do it even if there were many of them. Even if there were many of them, killing 1 or 200 of them would not be a problem. As for the remaining void interpretation experts, the experts in Xiaoyao City would be enough to deal with them. The one who wants to die is you. However, just as he was about to make a move, a cold voice directly entered his mind. Soon after, he felt a black and white space suddenly cover him. This shocked the blue-clothed old man, and a shocked expression appeared on his face. Who is it? In an instant, he felt as if he had entered a domain of light and darkness. In the surroundings, half of the darkness and half of the light faintly emitted energy that made his heart palpitate. The person who killed you. A cold voice sounded throughout the entire space. What's going on? At this moment, the experts from Xiaoyao City and the 7 or 8 dynasties were completely stunned. In the sky, darkness and light suddenly appeared. A special space directly covered the old man in blue. Mayor of Xiaoyao City, let me see your strength. Let's see if you can protect Xiaoyao City. Roar, roar. At this moment, Wang Xian leaped down from the ground under everyone's horrified gaze. He transformed into a terrifying divine dragon that was 50 meters long. A dragon's roar reverberated throughout the entire Xiaoyao city. The dragon scales that were emitting bright rays under the sunlight, and the majestic dragon head swayed its huge body as it attacked the master of Xiaoyao city in the sky. Roar! Do you think that our dragon palace doesn't have any experts at level 5 of the see-through realm? Wang Xian stared coldly at the mayor of Xiaoyao city, whose face was filled with astonishment. Sensing the terrifying aura coming from Wang Xian, his expression changed drastically. Looking at the black and white special space in the sky, he had a bad premonition. Do they really think that we don't have any experts at level 5 of the see-through realm? Kill everyone's enemies. Ao Qitian and Mao Zedong roared, and the 300 profound void martial artists started to move. At this moment, all the family experts and dynasty experts of Xiaoyao city were shocked. There were only 70 to 80 profound void martial artists in total. Facing 300, even if there were more 4th-level profound void martial artists than the Dragon Palace, they were still insignificant in front of this huge number. Especially since the Dragon Palace did not have a 1st-level profound void martial artist. As for this group of profound void martial artists, there were around 50 to 60 1st-level profound void martial artists. How to fight? Kill. All the members behind the Dragon Palace started to move. This time, there were not only 300 profound void martial artists, there were also around 1,000 half-step profound void martial artists. With their strength, they could kill one profound void martial artist with at most 10 of them, and they did not even need 10 of them. Under these 1,000 members of the Dragon Palace, those below the insightful void realm were almost instantly killed. The terrifying power of the Dragon Palace began to move. The first to bear the brunt was the young city lord who stood in the center. When he saw the water steward in the sky covered in a layer of darkness and light, when he saw his father being attacked by that terrifying 50-meter-long creature, when he saw 300 terrifying insightful emptiness realm experts charging over, he was completely stunned. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.